From Gator Park on the campus of Santa Maria High School, it's time for our first high school baseball game of the spring on the Rev Game of the Week. My name is Jeff Porsche, and along with Mike Moeller, we welcome you to tonight's non-district matchup between the visiting Dunham Tigers and the Santa Maria Gators. When we return, we'll talk about tonight's matchup, and Mike will have Dunham's starting lineup, followed by the first pitch here on the final day of February on the Rev Game of the Week.
Action Therapy and Wellness is an outpatient clinic located in Gonzales. Our job here is to help reduce people's pain and improve their quality of life. We will see you from the beginning till the end. You will see the same faces here. You won't be switched around with people. Our goal is to get you functioning to an ordinary life. We rely on technology. Rev is great about staying on top of everything working and running properly. As a local company, using a company that is also local is very important to us.
From jambalaya, pastalaya, and gumbo to daily lunch specials, Pot and Paddle Jambalaya Kitchen has Cajun dishes to satisfy your hunger. Pot and Paddle has 3 locations to serve you, including the one on Cabela's Parkway in Gonzales, Jefferson Highway near Bluebonnet in Baton Rouge, and Jubin Crossing in Denham Springs. You can dine in, carry out, or let them do the catering for an office get-together or tailgating at the big game. And don't forget about their delicious daily lunch specials. You can check out their specials and more on the web at potandpaddle.com.
Welcome back to the Rev Game of the Week. Dunham at Santa Maria here at Santa Maria High School, and I'm Jeff Porsche, and I'm going to be joined by Mike Moeller as you see the introduction of the starting lineups. And Mike, this is our first game of the year and first look at one of the teams in the newly revamped District 5-5A.
Yeah, you're right. I'm excited to be back. We had a great season last year. Followed Santa Maria all the way to the state finals. In Dutchtown, it went pretty deep as well. You mentioned before, last day of February, but our first game of the year.
Yep, looking forward to it, and we're going to talk about what the new district looks like, and we're going to get our first look at a defending state finalist in the Santa Maria Gators. And while this is all going on, we'll go to the introduction of the starting lineups and finish that, and then we'll have the national anthem.
And playing first base, number 27, Dayton Stewart. Your Gators are led by head coach Brandon Bravado, along with assistant coach Cody Ortego, assistant coach Ryan Ricca, and assistant coach DJ Latino. On athletic, Coach Jay Knights. At this time, I actually want to please stand and remove your hat for the playing of the national anthem.
And we are just about ready for the opening pitch. As you see, the homestanding black uniformed Santa Maria Gators taking the field, and we're going to see a pitcher that we've seen a lot of over the last 3 years, Dallas Moran, starting for the Gators. And while he takes his warm-up pitches, I'm going to throw it over to Mike, and he'll give you Dunham's starting lineup.
Leading off for the Dunham Tigers today is going to be the center fielder, Drew Bourgeois. Batting second, the catcher, Grant Cohn. The shortstop, Josh Lim, hits in the 3-hole, and batting cleanup, the first baseman, Sione Albert. Chase Crawford, the third baseman, bats fifth. Houston Terrio will be in left field, and he'll bat 6th. The designated hitter, Gavin Garan, will hit 7th. Gabe Green playing right field in the 8th hole, and in the 9th hole, second baseman William Nicholas.
Yes, Nicholas is a last-minute substitution in that second base position, as their starter, Romano, had an injury during warm-ups, and he will not be playing tonight, which is unfortunate. We hope he's going to be okay from here on out, as we are just about ready. As you see, Dallas Moran, and like I said, 3 years, and he's been a reliever. Then he came to the starting rotation last season, and now he's going to be the guy that they expect to shut everybody down for the Gators.
Yeah, Moran's a stud in high school baseball right now. We saw him 2 years ago as a sophomore come in and, in a bases loaded situation in a big playoff game for the Gators and got him out of that inning. And we, continue to see that success last year. So I would think we would see a lot of the same this year.
So we are just about ready here as the batter comes into the batter's box. Drew Bourgeois, playing in center field, wearing in number 1. And Rev's spring baseball season is ready to begin right now. And the first pitch is a little high, ball 1.
Yeah, a little high. And Moran probably on a little pitch count tonight. I think he had a little middle finger issue, maybe a weight room accident is what we're being told. So he's going to want to fill it up early and often to see how many innings he can get out of those pitches.
Second pitch is a strike called, so it's 1-1 to the right-handed hitter Bourgeois. And there's a drive in the hole past the second baseman for a base hit. So leadoff hitter reaches base. Bourgeois will be at first, and Grant Cone will come to bat, number 7, playing catcher.
Yeah, good job of hitting right there by Bourgeois. Just got something a little middle to outside of the plate there and didn't try to do too much. Typically, that's what a leadoff hitter does, going to put the ball in play, try to get himself on base.
So you expect the leadoff hitter to have a little speed, and Moran goes back to first, and Stewart tags him, and he's in there safely. And we have time on the field.
Maybe a softball came over.
I think so.
A softball game over the left field wall over there.
Right. It's a busy night for the Gators as baseball and softball going on, and on the road, boys basketball playoffs. So a lot of things to keep up with here tonight, and we'll let you know if we get any updates on those as Bourgeois dives back safely. Just starting, no score. Top of the first. And the runner's going, and there's a fly to deep center, and he doesn't get it, and it's going to go to the wall, and they're going to have runners at second and third as Bourgeois had to hold up there and wait and see if that ball was caught, because it looked like the center fielder, Swanson, had a chance there, but it got over his head.
Yeah, that ball carried a lot out there. It did look like Swanson had a beat on it. Definitely well hit in the gap. Swanson kind of deked Bourgeois, couldn't go past third base as he had to hold up to see if he was going to catch it.
So we start off tonight with a single to right from Bourgeois, and then a double to center field for Cone, and now Josh Lim comes to bat with runners on second and third and nobody out.
Yeah, and if you're Dunham, you want your 3-hole hitter up with guys on second and third, right?
Absolutely.
Perfect situation.
Third baseman in the grass. First pitch, low. Ball 1. So Moran, as we said, will probably be on a pitch count tonight, and of course with the injury to his finger, have an impact on what we see here right now. 1-0, second and third. And there's a bouncer, and they're going to call it a fair ball, and the throw to first will get the runner 1-3, and the runners are forced to hold. So 1 out, runners on second and third. And while we have an opportunity, Mike, why don't we get to the Santa Maria defensive starters?
Yeah, defensively for the Gators tonight in the outfield from left to right, we have Wyatt Ford, Lane Swanson, and Mason LeBlanc. On the infield, the third base, Blaze Lalonde. The shortstop's Ryder Mole. At second base, Dakota Jarrow. The first baseman is Dayton Stewart. Doing the catching is Connor Molezon, and on the mound, Dallas Moran.
And they're looking to go back to second, and looks the runner at second cone back as the shortstop comes in. No throw. So Lim bounces out to the pitcher, and now Sione Albert. And pitch a little bit outside, so 1-0 to the cleanup hitter playing first base.
Well, that's exactly what you need as a pitcher if you're Moran right there. Guys on second and third, nobody out. Got to think they're trying to get the ball to the outfield, and Lim kind of hits a little chopper right back to Moran and gets the easy out for first. No harm done.
Sounded like it hit home plate, and there was a lot of question whether it was a foul or a fair ball. Called it fair, and second pitch outside, 2-0.
Starting to see Moran mixing some breaking balls here. Was staying with the heater to the first three hitters. Got himself in a little jam. Now he might be trying to bail himself out with some benders.
And he's used to pitching in pressure situations, as we said, a 3-year veteran of this pitching staff. And there's a throw to second, and nearly goes into center field. Good save by the shortstop, Mole, right there.
That's a Gold Glove play right there. That's a little risky throw.
Yep.
I like it, though. I mean, backdoor, you're probably not thinking about that.
I bet he didn't think he was going to throw that. He had already looked him away once. 2-0, swing and a miss. Number 34, Albert, the first baseman, at 2-1. And again, the second and third, Bourgeois at third, Cone at second, 1 out.
We've done a lot of these Gator games, and historically we've seen they love to pick off. I don't care if you're at first or second.
Yep.
Obviously not too much at third, but they're going to make you uncomfortable on the base path.
Absolutely. That's one of the things you see from a good Santa Maria team under Coach Bravati. You can have great pitching, you're going to have great hitting, good power, and you're going to see really good defense as the count goes to 2-2. And a swing and a miss, and struck him out. First strikeout of the game for Moran, and he's 1 out away from getting out of a second and third no-out situation with no runs.
Yeah, but if you're Moran here, you can't exhale yet, right? I mean, this is when you kind of relax a little bit, think you're out of that jam, and you kind of make a little mistake. You don't want to give up a hit here and give up a two spot. But if you notice to the last hitter there, to Albert, looked like Moran kind of pitched him backwards. A lot of breaking balls, slow stuff early in the count, and finished him off with the heaters.
Interesting. Did notice that with those first couple of pitches. And another swing and a miss. This is Chase Crawford. He's the third baseman, number 3 for the Tigers. And maybe the last chance to get a couple of runs across in this first inning. Dunham trying to take a first inning lead. 0-1 high and outside. So the count now 1-1.
Moran's a Nickel State signee. He'll be going to play in Thibodaux next year for the Colonels, following his teammate from last year, Jacob Myers, who's really tearing it up for the Colonels in his first 2 starts this year.
They were quite the combo last year as the bender.
It's a good pitch there.
On that outside corner. So the count now goes to 1-2, 2 outs. So 1 pitch away possibly from getting out of a jam. And foul tip caught by the catcher, and it's a strikeout. And so he gets out of the jam. No runs on 2 hits. First 2 hitters reached base, did not score. 2 men left, so going to the bottom of the first, no score for Dunham and Santa Maria, and we'll go to Mike, and he will give you the starting lineup, the batting order for Santa Maria.
Lineup for the Gators tonight, hitting first is going to be the shortstop Ryder Mole. The second, hitting in the 2-hole, is Wyatt Ford. He'll play left field. Batting third is Blaise Lalonde, and he's at third base. The right fielder, Mason LeBlanc, will hit cleanup. In the 5th hole, Trent Laporte, the designated hitter. Dallas Moran, who's doing the pitching, will bat 6th. Connor Molezon, the catcher, hits 7th. Second baseman Dakota Jaro will hit 8th. In the 9-hole, Lane Swanson, the center fielder.
And so you see right behind that graphic the pitcher getting through his warm-ups, and the pitcher is Logan Sorrell, as Got a couple more left to go, and he'll face a good starting lineup from Santamon. And just get an update from the softball game out in left field over there, just past left field. Santamon leading Hahnville 10-2 in the fourth inning.
Yeah, not surprising from that field over there, right? You don't see many teams get ahead of the Lady Gators over there.
And we're going to be out there for a couple of weeks watching state champion softball for the Santamon Gators, the Lady Gators, as we get to the leadoff hitter. And that's number 23, shortstop Ryder Mollet. Made a nice grab of a pickoff throw that may have saved a run. And there's a drive to right. And first pitch, base hit. And so the leadoff batter gets on base. And while we get to this, before we get to the second hitter, why don't we go to the defensive lineup for the Dunham Tigers?
Yeah, so defensively today in the outfield for the Tigers, from left to right is Houston Terrio, Drew Bourgeois, and Gabe Green. On the infield, Chase Crawford plays third, Josh Lim at shortstop, William Nicholas is second baseman. At first base, Sione Albert. Doing the catching is Grant Cohn, and on the bump, Logan Sorrell.
And so Mole on first and isn't going, as Wyatt Ford, number 4, the left-handed hitting left fielder for the Gators.
Yeah, Mole jumped all over that first pitch here. You see Sorrell come right back with a bender to Ford here.
And bounce for this one is foul off his foot. So that'll even the count at 1-1. Dunham got a couple of base hits in the top of the first, didn't score any runs. We are now at the bottom of the first. Leadoff hitter reaches on a base hit to right field, and the number 2 hitter up to bat. No score, Dunham and Santamon.
Yeah, I know it's early, but, man, big momentum change, right? Right there, that one's got a sting if you're Dunham. You want to score at least one in that situation, and it kind of gives you a little bit of adrenaline if you're the Santamon Gators right now.
And next pitch outside, and so high and outside, 2-1 is the count. Mole kind of causing some problems out there at first, as they're you can tell Sorrell's kind of concerned about him right there. Looking him away, not a big lead. Not going, and the 2-1 pitch just rears down and throws a strike right there.
Good pitch. You see Sorrell, he's pretty quick to the plate. He's kind of got that in-between leg kick. It's going to be tough for Mole to get a really good jump.
Gets to the edge of that curve. And there's a bouncer foul to the first baseman. So Mole will have to go back to first, and Ford will get back in the box. A lot of new names here for Santamon on offense. Of course, you lose a lot of good guys, most notably at the top of the lineup, Lee Amadei, who's playing in Lafayette now.
Yep, Cole Poirier.
Absolutely.
Nichols also.
Swing and a miss, and a strikeout.
That's a good breaking ball. It's a lane changer right there. And if you throw it to the lefty, you want it to go down and in right there on that back foot. I mean, that's kind of when we were watching his warm-up pitches. That's what that breaking ball was doing. Looked like he might have been trying to overthrow it just a hair the first couple times he spun it. But that one he really got on top of it.
And now we go to the number 3 hitter, Blaise Lalonde, third baseman for the Gators. Mole at first, 1 out. And there's a breaking ball outside. Crosses over the plate. Strike 1.
That's a good pitch. That's a good pitch. Right on the outside corner.
Hard to do anything with that.
Tough to hit. You're not going to pull the trigger on that first pitch. Kind of tip your cap. Hope you can get something over the meat of the plate here.
And they throw to first. Mole's back easy. Count 0-1. Of course, we talked about the replacements that you got to have here, and when you're a state finalist, you're going to lose a lot of good players. But the thing about a school like Santamon and a lot of schools here, when they're good, they're always good, and so it's more of a reload. They've lost a couple of games early on, but that's expected occasionally, especially at the beginning of the season. The lead's a little bigger now for Mole. Still not going. pitch outside.
Yeah, Lalonde here, he's a returning starter. We saw him at third base last year.
Yes.
So he's got some experience. He's been all the way to the top, as high as you can go without winning it, right?
Right. A lot of teams, or a lot of people still expect this Santa Maria team to be very good and be a contender for the state title this season. Of course, when you got Moran as one of your two starters, and you still got some good hitters, as the strike goes over for 1-2 count, this team's still going to be competitive no matter what. One and two. Mole still at first. Lead hasn't changed much. Still not going. Swing and a miss, and he's going to reach first as it goes to the backstop. Or are they going to call that a foul ball?
No, it's not a foul ball, but the base was occupied and he wasn't.
Oh
stealing,
yes. You're right. That's my bad.
Yep.
Still my first game for the spring season as well. The first base was occupied, so it is just a strikeout. Goes to the backstop, but Mole will be able to take second on the wild pitch.
Yeah, we've seen Sorrell go to that breaking ball for a couple punch outs now. That he's leaning on that pitch early. If he can start to locate that fastball, it's going to get pretty difficult for the Gators.
And there's a ball to the cleanup hitter, Mason LeBlanc, right fielder for the Gators. Runner in scoring position.
Sophomore for the Gators, getting himself in the lineup.
Shortstop going back to his spot now. Ball low. So he's ahead in the count, 2-0. Open base at first now.
Yeah, you got to think Dunham's going to make a pretty good run this year too. I mean, there's some pretty stout players out there. They play in 2A. They're going to be a big threat.
Absolutely, they play in 2A, but they can compete with the big boys. You see a lot of upsets early on with some smaller schools beating some of the bigger schools at the beginning of the season as the 2-0 pitch comes and a swing and a miss. A little inside.
It's that breaking ball. He's just tying you up with it, kind of throwing the jam sandwich in there.
Right.
But if you're going to throw that to the lefty, you better keep it there, because if you don't get it there, that's that left-hander's happy zone that likes to drop the head on the ball. That ball can get out of here quick.
2-1. And there's a shot in the hole. Base hit. Will they send the runner? They do. Here comes the throw to the plate, cut off, and he's going to score it without a throw. RBI base hit for LeBlanc. Should he have cut that off, you think?
I don't know. That ball looked like it was on line right there. Might have not had enough gusto, but, I mean, that's turf right there. It's not like the grass is going to kill it or anything. That looked like a really good throw from that left fielder, Houston Terrio.
No, it looked really good. And
that's a communication thing. I mean,
yeah.
The catcher, Cone and Crawford have to be on the same page there. You got to let him know.
And so it's 1-0 now here in the bottom of the first, 2 outs. LeBlanc at first, not much of a lead as the number 5 hitter, Trent Laporte, the DH, takes ball 1 outside.
Good piece of hitting right there by LeBlanc. You think about it, he's down 2 strikes. He's been tied up twice. He just kind of sat back, let that ball travel. Didn't try to pull it or roll over. Just hit it right to that 6-hole.
And there's a shot to short and another base hit. Good stop by the center fielder, or else that might have been another run or extra bases. So a solid base hit by Laporte, and it's first and second with 2 outs, and the pitcher has a chance to help his own cause right here.
Yeah, and that's, I mean, you see the difference in the game right now is Dunham had runners on second and third with no outs, didn't get that hit, and then Santa Maria's got 2 outs, and they've picked up 2 hits and picked up a run and are still threatening.
Right. Just 3 solid base hits here, all singles, 1 to right, 1 to left, and 1 to center.
Yeah, Laporte got a elevated fastball there, hit it right back where it came from.
So just good, solid station-to-station baseball right now for the Gators. As a strike to Moran, the pitcher. 0-1, 2 outs. Shows bunt, goes outside, 1-1. And we talked about it. That's the difference. Dunham had second and third with no outs, couldn't get the hits. You had a runner at second with 2 outs for Santa Maria, and they're able to get 2 hits and 1 run across, and still threatening here with 2 outs in the first. Oh, that's a strike, and he knew it right there on that outside corner.
Hey, I mean, like I said earlier, that's a really good pitch. You just have to tip your hat. You swing at it, you're not going to hit it.
Exactly.
If you do, it's going to be weak. So.
Yep, that's got to be frustrating, especially for a pitcher. 1-2. Swing and a miss, and Moran strikes out. So 3 strikeouts for the pitcher Sorrell, but 1 run on 3 hits. So after 1 inning, Santa Maria leads Dunham 1-0. You're watching the Rev Game of the Week.
Action Therapy and Wellness is an outpatient clinic located in Gonzales. Our job here is to help reduce people's pain and improve their quality of life. We will see you from the beginning till the end. You will see the same faces here. You won't be switched around with people. Our goal is to get you functioning to an ordinary life. We rely on technology. Rev is great about staying on top of everything working and running properly. As a local company, using a company that is also local is very important to us.
From jambalaya, pastalaya, and gumbo to daily lunch specials, Pot and Paddle Jambalaya Kitchen has Cajun dishes to satisfy your hunger. Pot and Paddle has 3 locations to serve you, including the one on Cabela's Parkway in Gonzales, Jefferson Highway near Bluebonnet in Baton Rouge, and Jubin Crossing in Denham Springs. You can dine in, carry out, or let them do the catering for an office get-together or tailgating at the big game. And don't forget about their delicious daily lunch specials. You can check out their specials and more on the web at potandpaddle.com.
Welcome back, and we head to the top of the second. 1-0 Santa Maria with the lead, and coming to bat will be 6, 7, and 8 for Dunham, as that's Terrio, Garan, and Green. So number 23, Houston Terrio, the left fielder, will come to bat first, hitting from the right side. So Moran struggled with the first 2 hitters and then settled down with a bouncer to himself and 2 strikeouts, and the first pitch to Terrio is a strike. So after those first 2 hits, he settled down very nicely here, Mike. Second pitch fouled away.
Yeah, and then sometimes that's kind of the experience. That's the seasoned veteran, if you will, for a high school pitcher. That he's been around. He's been in those situations. A lot of times you'll see a young pitcher, man on second and third, no outs, they're going to try to do too much. I have to strike everybody out, kind of overthrow and get themselves, in a deeper hole. But Dallas knew what he wanted to do, executed his pitches, and got himself out of there.
Breaking ball, a little high and outside. 1-2 is the count. We mentioned it earlier, Santa Maria playing in a new 5-5A. They're still in 5-5A, but the district has changed a lot as we see the 1-2 pitch coming, and there's a fly ball to center, and looks like the center fielder's there, and Swanson makes the catch for the first out. So Terrio flies out to center, and Gavin Garan will come up to bat. So 1 out, 1-0 Gators. And there's a foul away. So 0-1, but the new district 5-5A, you're going to lose the East Baton Rouge team, so you're losing McKinley, Woodlawn, and Catholic, but you're picking up 3 really good Livingston Parish teams in Live Oak, Denham, and Walker. And so that's going to be a tougher district from top to bottom, as there's really no easy teams, no wins that you can pencil in like you may have in some of the past years. Talk about that after the next pitch, which is outside. Had one to waste right there. Count 1-2.
I mean, you pick up Walker, Live Oak, and Denham Springs. And, I mean, Walker's record right now is 1-5, and we know they're better than that, right? I mean, we've seen them in a couple playoff games against our parish schools.
Yep.
And they last couple of years they've been really strong.
Right.
Denham Springs 3-2 right now, and Live Oak 3-1. So Livingston Parish are bringing some heat to this district.
Yeah. 2-2 is the count. Pitch outside, and the count is full. You talked about Walker, and Walker's kind of in flux right now with that record. Their coach resigned in January and just taken over by someone that a lot of Ascension Parish people know as a strikeout. Caught looking for the second out, so Guerin strikes out looking, and that's going to bring up the number 8 hitter, Gabe Green. So just to finish my thought about Walker, the coach had resigned. The new coach, interim coach at Walker, is George Tompley, who was at Dutchtown for a while coaching with Coach Shake and was a coach at Donaldsonville before that. So he's taking over right now, so he's kind of in a tough situation, but I'm sure he'll turn it around as he's a good coach and they've got good players over there. Count 1-0 right now. Swing and a miss. 1-1 is the count.
I mean, we saw Moran go deep in the count right there against Gayran, but these two pitchers are coming out filling up the strike zone early. And we've seen a couple early aggressive at-bats, too. I mean, they got some good scouting reports on these guys. They know they're going to throw strikes. They're not scared to try to beat you inside of the strike zone.
And 1-2, and there's a drive to the gap. And it's going to get to the wall for extra bases. So the number 8 hitter will double to right center. So Gabe Green getting some power and some extra bases from the bottom of the lineup, and that'll bring up the second baseman, Nicholas. And we'll see what he can do with 2 outs and a runner in scoring position.
Yeah, Green got a pitch up in the zone that he did not miss. He barreled that ball, and it got to the right center gap in a hurry. So Swanson had to race over there quickly just to keep him at second base.
So Green at second. 2 outs. Moran a little off balance there, looked like. Ball. Nicholas was not expecting to start tonight, but there was a hamstring injury during warm-ups to the starting second baseman, Romero. So he's called into duty at the last minute, takes a strike, 1-1.
I think there might have been a little anger or some hate with that first pitch. We saw Moran kind of spin out of control off the bump there.
Could be. Giving out a 2-out double to the number 8 hitter.
Collected himself and painted that outside corner.
So 1-2 is the count. So again, another runner in scoring position for the second inning in a row, but 1 strike away from getting out of it with nothing across the board. One, 2, and there's a drive foul. Well hit, but over the right field wall. One and 2. And there's a ball high, 2-2. A couple of final scores in softball. Santa Ma beats Hahnville 12-2, so they 10-run ruled them. And Dutchtown defeats Assumption 4-0. Two and 2 outs. Second base occupied, and there's a foul. Also in baseball today, Dutchtown beat Hahnville by a score of 7-3. It was 3-1 going into the top of the 7th, and Dutchtown answered with 6 runs and came back and won that game.
Oh, okay.
So Coach Shake still unbeaten on the early, young part of this season. He's got a lot of players to replace from a good team last year as well. 2-2, and there's a fly ball to left, and that should be an easy out, and it's caught by Ford. So flies out to left. No runs on 1 hit, no errors, 1 player left. We go to the bottom of the first, and our score, Santa Ma 1.
Bottom of 2, bottom of second.
Bottom of the second. I'm committed 2 errors tonight. 1-0. Santa Ma. And so, Mike, why don't we have a little discussion about what we've seen from Santa Ma this season so far?
Well, there you go, right there at Ascension Catholic, and you talked about it earlier. Sometimes the smaller schools, give the bigger schools a tough time early in the season. You see Ascension Catholic beat Santa Monica, as did Vanderbilt Catholic, who were the state championships last year in their division.
Yeah.
But Santa Monica gets 3 wins, one against St. Michael's, Berwick, and St. Paul's.
So the season's still young, and this is a young team, and they're still trying to figure some things out. They played a few people at second base, still trying to figure out who's going to be their everyday player at some positions. So that's what you do at the beginning of the season. That's what that's there for. And, of course, some of these teams at the beginning of the season, the young teams, you got a couple of good pitchers. And I was talking to Coach Shake about that Ascension Catholic team. He said they got two guys, twins that throw in the 90s. Yeah. So you would expect them to be competitive with a good team like this.
Yeah, and I'm thinking about, like, you always talk about PowerPoints, man. High school, you want PowerPoints to get, one of the higher rankings so you can play home games throughout. And now that we see it, the district, historically the district here in Ascension Parish, it's been, you've had the Woodlawns and McKinleys and, tough to get as many PowerPoints. Yeah. And now your district is stout. You're going to pick up some, as well as, you used to see them try to play these tough schedules early to try to get some PowerPoints. Now their schedules are going to be stout the whole season.
Absolutely. They're going to play everybody and anybody. And the first pitch is a ball to the number 7 hitter, Connor Molizon. And there's a shot to short, through for a base hit. So the 4th hit of the night for the Gators is a single to center for Molizon. And this is the 7, 8, and 9 hitters. Molizon, the 7 hitter. Now we're going to see the number 8 hitter, Dakota Jaro, second baseman for the Gators. And we're going to have a courtesy runner coming in. So that's number 17, Owen Roddy. So 7, 8, and 9 is Molizon, Jaro, and Swanson. So Molizon reaches. Roddy running for him. And now we have Jaro. And trying to lay down the bunt. And they may have him tag at first, but they miss the tag as the first baseman was a little out of position to make the tag.
Yeah, a little bit in front. I mean, the bunt kind of drew him up, right? So he was a little out of position, or actually in position, just out of position to receive that throw. And you see Roddy sliding to the backside of the bag to make it even more difficult.
And so we have a timeout. And we're ready to go. They had the right idea because they had Roddy dead to rights if everything goes right there. 0-1. Breaking ball inside for a strike. So now 0-2. So Jaro's not going to be able to lay one down here most probably.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to be trying to bunt with 2 strikes here, especially this early in the game. I think he didn't really look like a sacrifice the first one. He kind of looked like he wanted to drag bunt that maybe for a hit at first attempt.
And there's breaking ball outside. Roddy going nowhere. Santa Monica, not much of a running team traditionally. They like to just get the base hits and advance the runners that way. Timeout called. Now we're ready. And the breaking ball just misses outside. Close pitch, 2-2. Still no outs. Bottom of the second. 1-0. Santa Monica leads Dunham. And a foul ball into the screen near the Dunham dugout down the first baseline.
Good job of getting a piece of that ball right there. I guarantee it's got a cut in it, though. That ball couldn't have hit further off the end of the bat. Good battle. So 2-2. Runner on first, no out.
And the breaking ball misses outside, so count is full. You had the number 9 hitter, Lane Swanson, on deck. So here comes the 3-2. Swing and a miss, and a big strikeout for Sorrell.
Yeah, you got to figure he's going to the breaking ball right there. That's what he's feeling comfortable with. It's his go-to. He's getting ahead with it, then throwing a couple fastballs, and then trying to finish guys off with it as well, like we just saw 3-2. And I mean, typically you're not hunting 3-2 breaking balls, right?
Absolutely. So the number 9 hitter, Swanson, the center fielder, comes up. You have Roddy at first. Not a big lead. And there's a bouncer over the third baseman's head and a base hit, and Roddy's going to stay at second. Thought about it for a minute, then put on the brakes, probably wisely.
I mean, with the infielder Crawford playing in right there.
Yep.
Just barely gets over his head, but that is an absolute rocket tomorrow if you read about it in the paper for a single, right?
Absolutely. All of the base hits have been solid so far until that one.
Yeah.
As that just found a spot where nobody was.
Yeah, and if you're Sorrell right here, hey, man, you made a good pitch right there. If you're playing regular depth, that's an easy play, maybe even a double play, right? You can't get frustrated. And stay within yourself and try to execute your pitches right here.
And Mole, the leadoff hitter, with an opportunity here with one out. And the count 0-1 now. So you got Roddy at second, Swanson at first. And a swing and a miss. So after giving up that tough base hit to the number 9 hitter, Sorrell gets ahead of the leadoff hitter, 0-2.
Breaking ball. See if he tries to waste one here and maybe get a chase.
Mole got a base hit in his first at bat, scored the only run. Timeout called.
If we're watching the big leagues right there, that's the only timeout you get, right? Now we have to pitch clock. Brutal.
Yep.
Brutal. I don't like that at all.
Saw that the game ended in a tie because one of the batters got called for taking too much time.
Man.
I believe that was one of the Braves players. It was Braves Red Sox was the game. I don't remember which side. Ball taken outside, so it's 1-2. 1 out.
Yeah, you got to figure Rick Smith's going to call the pitches over there for Dunham. He was with LSU and Skip Berman, so I'm sure he learned a ton from Skip about pitch calling.
Absolutely. So going outside, trying to get him to chase one again, and Mole with some discipline right there, not chasing it, and the count now goes to 2-2. You got a big hole between first and second if he can reach it. Pitch goes outside, so it's full count now.
So that's a pitch right there. That was a fastball. We've seen a ton of breaking balls right there, but if he just gets that fastball up a little bit, I think he freezes Mole right there, who may have been still looking breaking ball. Good pitch selection, just didn't execute that one.
And a strike called, and Mole was headed to first, and he disagrees with the call, but he goes back to the dugout, a strikeout victim.
Nothing you can do there. That ball's a little off the plate, as we'll see it again here.
It looked a little bit off the plate.
Yeah.
He probably had some beef right there with that one.
Yeah, take something positive out of it. Just be, hey, I don't swing at bad pitches. Just keep that to yourself.
Yep.
You know?
Absolutely. So
It
Ford.
wasn't a bad pitch, actually. I mean, he called it a strike, so.
It was close.
Yeah.
Ford struck out earlier. Sorrell has make that 5 strikeouts. So every out has been a strikeout so far. So Ford, a strikeout victim, trying to get redemption here in his second at bat here in the second. Sorrell has thrown a lot of pitches so far. And a strike called. So 1-1, 2 outs. And it's Roddy, the courtesy runner, at second. Swanson at first. And you got a big hole between first and second as the second baseman's playing close to the bag to keep Roddy honest, as you know he's going to go on contact, so a base hit could score him right there. And a swing and a miss. 1-2, trying to get his 6th strikeout. And trying to keep this game a 1-run game. And did he go around? Yes, he did. So another strikeout. So that's 6 strikeouts for Sorrell. No runs on 2 hits. No errors, 2 left, and we go to the top of the third. 1-0 Santa Maria. You're watching the Rev Game of the Week.
ETEL is now Rev, and we were built on Louisiana know-how, serving businesses like yours with solutions and local customer service for nearly 100 years. From storm-proofing your internet, phone, and managed services, to being there for you 24/7 with local reps who really get to know you. Right now, you can get 1 month free of internet and hosted phone. A simple solution for your business. Call or click today. Rev Business. Powerful solutions, unmatched local service.
From jambalaya, pastalaya, and gumbo to daily lunch specials, Pot and Paddle Jambalaya Kitchen has Cajun dishes to satisfy your hunger. Pot and Paddle has 3 locations to serve you, including the one on Cabela's Parkway in Gonzales, Jefferson Highway near Bluebonnet in Baton Rouge, and Jubin Crossing in Denham Springs. You can dine in, carry out, or let them do the catering for an office get-together or tailgating at the big game. And don't forget about their delicious daily lunch specials. You can check out their specials and more on the web at potandpaddle.com.
Welcome back to the Rev Game of the Week. We head to the top of the third, and Santa Maria leads Dunham 1-0, and the leadoff hitters come up 1, 2, and 3. Bourgeois, Cone, and Lim for Dunham.
Cone and Lim. Lim, the shortstop, talked to his father down there. Ron played for LSU back the same time that I was in college. Made a pretty good run at LSU. I think he might have been on one of those one of the College World Series.
Yes, I think he was on that. Teams. I don't know if he was on the championship teams. He might have been, but I know he was there early on because I remember that name. Ron Lim is a name you never forget. And there's a fly ball towards the gap, and extra bases again to the wall. And so another hit for Bourgeois, as he's 2 for 2 as he doubles to left center to start the inning for Dunham.
Yeah, nice piece of hitting right there. Got a ball up. I know I said it before, but those are usually the balls that you drive. Maybe lucky that ball stayed in the park.
It was tagged. And so that's the 4th hit of the night for Dunham. So they're doing a good job off of Moran. We talked about Moran. He's got a finger injury, and he's probably on a pitch count tonight, so we'll see how long we see him. I don't know if that's affecting him tonight.
Yeah, I think he was maybe on a 40 or 50 pitch count, I think is what we were told. Yeah. Not quite sure where he is. I hadn't been keeping tabs on the pitch count.
Strike called on the inside corner. He's had a couple of full counts. He's had some 2-2 counts, so he's thrown a few.
Yeah, and if you're Dunham, you're just trying to keep it close. Maybe get him out of the game and try your luck with someone else.
Well, they've been pretty successful getting base hits off of him as a show bunt and then pull back, and that's a ball. 1-1 to the number 2 hitter, Grant Cone, and he doubled.
Yeah, you're right. I shouldn't have, I guess maybe I just spoke too early. I mean, they've had a lot of traffic on the bases, just hadn't got that key knock.
Just not the clutch hitting like Santa Maria got in the bottom of the first. So the runner at second. Showing bunt again and takes an inside ball, and so 2-1 is the count. First and third playing at the edge of the grass. Shortstop kind of shaded more towards second. Trying to keep Bourgeois close. And another showing bunt and did not offer, and that's going to be a ball low. 3-1. Kept it square, but did not offer from what I could see here.
Yeah, 3-1. See if they give Cone a green light right here to swing away. I know he's trying to advance Bourgeois to third base.
And he's not squaring, and he takes a strike all the way.
That's a tough pitch to take, 3-1. I mean, I think it's a strike, maybe a little bit in off the plate, but you're not looking for that pitch black on the inside of the plate, 3-1. You're looking something middle to middle away that you can get extended and drive somewhere. Probably a good take.
So now the first baseman drops back. And 3-2 way outside. And so he draws a walk. So first and second, nobody out. Bourgeois at second, Cone at first, and Lim comes to the plate. And we're going to see Coach go to the mound.
Yeah, we can see got some action in the bullpen down there. A little bit too far for me to see a number.
Yeah.
Right-hander.
So did they call for him yet? As we're going to stay here and see if they make the call or not, as coaches are going to talk about things.
Or may just have one hitter, or maybe stalling to get him a couple extra pitches down there to get loose.
So Moran gave up the leadoff double to Bourgeois, and he just walked Cone on a 3-2 pitch. So nobody out. And whether it's Moran or another pitcher, and it looks like it's going to be Moran, he's in a tough situation with no outs and the number 3 hitter coming to the plate. So you got the heart of the lineup. The guys Dunham wants to get to the plate with 2 runners on and nobody out.
Yeah, we've seen this situation before, except the runners were on second and third. Almost the exact same situation. Same players on the base, same player at the plate.
So getting ready for the first pitch to Lim.
Oh.
And he's going to try to get the bunt down, but it goes foul. Lim was the first out of that first inning as he bounced out to the pitcher to make that first out. Count now 0-1 to Lim with Albert on deck.
And I think Mole and Moran were a little out of sync there, as you saw. Mole wanted to pick at second. He was already at second base, and Moran went to the plate.
So now the shortstop, Mole, goes back. And we were talking about the connections with Lim at LSU, and then this is where you have to talk about their head coach, Wes Terrio, because that Terrio name is familiar to a lot of LSU people. And as they look to second, and nobody's there to take the throw, so just looks him back. But Wes Terrio, the Dunham head coach who's coaching third base tonight, his brother Ryan Terrio, and you know him from the major leagues and from LSU and from the 2000 World Series, scoring on Cressy's hit. And there's a strike call, 0-2. So as you might expect from a Baton Rouge school with a good tradition, a lot of LSU connections, and there are other LSU connections, of course, we've talked about as well.
Yep, good bloodlines.
So they have a great team and a great program over there. 2A play in Division 3 non-select. And there's a foul ball away. So the count remains 0-2. Still 1-0. Top of the third. Moran in a hole right now. 2 runners on, nobody out. He's already pitched out of a hole in the first inning and gave up no runs. And there's a bouncer to second, and that'll advance everybody. And the throw to, actually they're going to go to second. I thought they were going to go to first right there, but they are able to get the runner at second, 4-6. So the batter will reach on the fielder's choice. Runner on first is out at second, so it's first and third, one out.
Yeah, it looked like Gyro charged that ball with the intent that he was going to tag Cone, go on to second base, but kind of got in front of him. Had to spin around and make a off-balance but accurate throw to Mole at second base.
That was a great throw. I thought for sure he was going to go to Stewart and take the easy out at first. But that takes a runner out of scoring position, so it's a very smart play. So now first and third.
Yeah, it keeps a runner out of scoring position and keeps the double play intact as well if they get a ground ball.
Absolutely. Didn't think of that. Throw back to first. Close. Limbs in safely. So this is the second runner to reach third.
Same runner.
Same runner, absolutely, Bourgeois. Lim on base for the first time tonight. He's got a pretty good lead. I can see why they're looking at him right there.
Yeah. Well, they're going to get some pick attempts from Sandoval.
And you never know. He might be going here trying to see what they can do, maybe get the bag or maybe get the quick throw back home, try a double steal. There's a lot of options here as he's going, and they're just going to let him go.
Yeah, picked a good pitch to go on, too. I mean, he kind of had that front foot open, shoulder open like he was going to go the entire time, but picked a good pitch of that curveball down and away.
So now,
but Molizone didn't even make an offer there.
So now the runner's in scoring position. So now it's Lim at second, Bourgeois at third. One out. First base open. Swing and a miss. Shoney Albert is the batter. He struck out for the second out in the first inning. Count now 1-1. On deck is Chase Crawford. And fouled away. So ahead of Albert again. In the first, with the runners on second and third, he was able to get strikeouts. That's Moran. He was able to get strikeouts from Albert and Crawford, and he's ahead 1-2 now to the first of those two. One and two. Low. 2-2.
A little bit down, good idea right there. And I'm seeing that Albert's a little bit tardy on that fastball.
Mm-hmm.
Keep pumping it until he can tell, or until you can prove that he's going to catch up to that thing. You might see a bender right here, though.
And a strike called on that outside corner. He kind of what you saw there from Sandoval earlier gave him that outside corner, so he's called it on both sides now.
Yikes.
And so that's the second out. Caught looking.
Wow.
You're absolutely right. So 2 outs. Now Crawford, and 1 out away from getting through this inning. And there's a ball outside. I would expect this to be Moran's last inning.
Yeah, I would have to agree.
They've already had a little conference at the mound to talk things over.
Yeah, maybe his last hitter even. If he gives up a hit here, they may pull him.
So earlier I had said that Dunham played in the non-select. They, of course, are in the select, so they play in Division III select. And a swing and a miss, 1-1. Two outs. Bourgeois at third, Lim at second. Trying to get out of another second and third 1 out situation. And there's strike 2. So 1 pitch away from getting out of it and getting out of this game, perhaps.
been in this situation before. I mean, you got to think it's Moran's first start of the year, I would assume, right? So probably a little bit rusty. He's got his work cut out for him, but he's been up to the test so far tonight.
And good pitchers get out of jams when they don't have their best stuff sometimes. That's what you're seeing right now, perhaps. Of course, could be one pitch away from falling behind 2-1 right here as well. A base hit could score 2. And there's a fly ball, and it may be in play, and it's out there by the bullpen, and it looks like it's going to be not caught. a little tangled up right there, and so it's definitely not caught. Not sure if it stayed in play out there.
Yeah, I think it did. I think it was just shy of hitting that fence by the bullpen.
And that's one of those where it kind of hits that Bermuda Triangle where the second, first, and right fielder get there, and it goes right where they're not.
And everyone on a dead sprint, and then I got it, you take it kind of deal.
And there's a swing and a miss, and he gets through the inning with 2 strikeouts. He struck out Albert and Crawford in the first, strikes him out in the third, and no runs on 1 hit, no errors, 2 left, and we go to the bottom of the third, 1-0 Santamah, and we're going to turn it over to Mike, and we're going to talk about Santamah's tournaments that they're going to be playing in the upcoming weeks.
Yeah, first tournament they're going to be in is that St. Tammany Invitational. That's going to be that first weekend of March, and then the Jay Patterson Shootout, which is, man, it's been going on a long time in this parish. Mr. Jay he was a tremendous supporter of all the schools in our parish, and that's just a great tournament to honor him. I mean, I grew up with his son, played just after him, and really good friends with him now, and just a bunch of good things, great family, and just honored that they kind of honor his name still to this day for one of those tournaments. In that, after the Jay Patterson, they're going to head over to the Toot Gagne tournament. That's going to be the 3 tournaments where they kind of wrap up right before they're going to try to get into district.
And I'm looking at Santamah's schedule, and that Jay Patterson Shootout from the 9th to the 11th. On the 10th, that's a game that everybody's going to probably want to check out. Santamah will be taking on West Monroe. I don't know if West Monroe wants to come to Ascension Parish because they're not welcome around here, pretty much.
Yeah, they left a bad taste in the mouths of a lot of residents here in this parish, but that'll be the marquee matchup of the state championship game last year.
So Santamah and Dutchtown are the best Division I non-select teams not named West Monroe, and I'm sure they'll get a taste of both of them, as it was just as tough for Dutchtown as they gave up the walk-off home run in the 7th off of Monso, heartbreaker, in the semis. As a bouncer goes to short, and a nice throw to first for the out. And so that'll go from Lim to Albert, 6-3, and Blaze Lalonde, the 3-hitter, is out. And so now we're going to get Mason LeBlanc. So Lalonde bounces out to short. He goes 0 for 2 so far on the night. LeBlanc 1 for 1 with a single to left.
Yeah, LeBlanc had that 2-out single, 2-strike single, I think it was, actually, because he got tied up with 2 breaking balls and then poked that fastball through that 6-hole over there for an RBI single.
Swing and a miss. A 1-1. Been a fun one so far. Lots of base runners, lots of hits, but good clutch pitching by Moran has kept Dunham off the board. It's 1-0. Bottom of the third. We've probably seen the end of Moran, and he didn't have his best stuff. He gave up, I believe it was 4 hits on the day, and gave up second and third a couple of times, but he was able to get strikeouts when he needed them.
Yeah, battle back. I mean, just a veteran pitcher. We've seen it so much. No panic in his game.
Absolutely not.
Knows how to execute when he needs to. Probably, during the season you'll see him kind of clean it up a little bit. Maybe not so much traffic or so many base runners throughout this season, and probably try to trim down that pitch count as well.
And the 3-1 pitch is bounced to the first baseman, and it's going to be a foul ball, yes. So that'll bring the count to 3-2. So I was wondering why everybody kind of just stopped at the end there.
Just went slow motion there at the end.
But that'll count as a strike, so now the count is full with 1 out, nobody on.
Yeah, that Jay Patterson tournament's going to be the 27th year they have that tournament.
And it's always a lot of fun. And they're going to give him first base on the walk. That one was closer than the other 3-2 pitch, I think.
We've seen some worse pitches than those called strikes, that's for sure.
Absolutely. So that might be kind of a makeup call right there.
Yeah, so Mason's perfect on the night. Single and a walk, 1 for 1 with an RBI.
So now the runner at first.
Still not a clean inning from either one of the pitchers yet tonight.
And there's a ball outside. And LeBlanc staying at first. Moran scheduled to come up next. He's on deck. So that might be a sign of whether or not we see him right here. He may stay in because he's a solid hitter.
Yeah, but he may stay in and just hit, maybe take over the DH spot.
Possibly. Ball outside. 2-0. Seen that a couple of times when you give up the runner at first. The pitcher, Sorrell, comes back with a couple of pitches way outside, looking back at that runner at first.
Yeah, sometimes, I mean, you think back and there's a couple pitches you want back, right?
Right.
You know that pitch right there, that 3-2 pitch for sure, or even that foul ball that they called or whatever. You can't kind of have in your mind, geez, that's an out, man. It should have been an out. How was that a foul ball? But still got to battle back, man. I mean, it's early in the season. These guys are knocking the dust off still, shaking out some of these cobwebs. A lot of these guys, maybe their first outing, probably second at the most. So you'll see these guys clean it up as the season progresses.
And that's a strike call. Nice breaking ball right there, and the count's 2-1. To the DH, Trent Laporte. The stretch and the pitch and the runner going and a throw, and they got a shot at him and they get him. Wow. Nice throw by the catcher, Cone. A little bit to the shortstop side, but a good tag for the out.
Yeah, good quick tag by Lim right there as you see it again here. Strike him out, throw him out. LeBlanc trying to slide to, I'm sorry, that wasn't even Lim. That was Nicholas that made that tag. But you see LeBlanc trying to slide to the outside, but not quite enough. And if you're Sorrell, I mean, strike him out, throw him out. You have to love that.
And so there's a swing and a miss for the third.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Strike and a throw to first. We're shaking the rust off. You're still behind me on the mistakes.
Terrible.
Mike, but you're still behind on the errors from me right now, probably about 3-1. But no runs on no hits, no errors, nobody left. And we go to the top of the fourth, 1-0 Santa Ma. You're watching the Rev Game of the Week.
ETEL is now Rev, and we were built on Louisiana know-how, serving businesses like yours with solutions and local customer service for nearly 100 years. From storm-proofing your internet, phone, and managed services to being there for you 24/7 with local reps who really get to know you. Right now, you can get 1 month free of internet and hosted phone. A simple solution for your business. Call or click today. Rev Business. Powerful solutions, unmatched local service.
From jambalaya, pastalaya, and gumbo to daily lunch specials, Pot and Paddle Jambalaya Kitchen has Cajun dishes to satisfy your hunger. Pot and Paddle has 3 locations to serve you, including the one on Cabela's Parkway in Gonzales, Jefferson Highway near Bluebonnet in Baton Rouge, and Jubin Crossing in Denham Springs. You can dine in, carry out, or let them do the catering for an office get-together or tailgating at the big game. And don't forget about their delicious daily lunch specials. You can check out their specials and more on the web at potandpaddle.com.
Welcome back. Santa Ma 1, Dunham 0. And as we expected, Moran will not come out to pitch in the top of the fourth, and he'll be replaced by sophomore number 30, Jace Reddix.
Yeah, again, I mean, we talked about it. Moran on that pitch count coming in tonight because of the finger injury. You know, we talk about knocking the dust off and stuff like that, you know, maybe his first outing of the year. But you have to kind of maybe, you know, how was the finger feeling? Maybe, you know, you might be a little tentative coming in. Hey, you know, I've thrown bullpens, but that's not quite the intensity that you have, you know, during the game time. So that might have played a factor as well. But, I mean, he battled, got out of it, left his team up 1-0.
And so Reddix is going to face 6, 7, 8 again. That's what we saw in the second inning as well. Houston Terrio, Gavin Garan, and Gabe Green. And the first pitch from Reddix. It's a ball low. And so to finish the book on Dallas Moran, he gave up no runs, gave up 4 hits, struck out 5, got out of a second and third jam twice. As a fly ball goes towards second, into right, and it looks like the second baseman, Jaro, is going to get it, so he flies out for the first out. And so 0 for 2 tonight. Terrio's flown out to center and flown out to second, and now Garan will come up to the plate, and he is 0 for 1 as he was caught looking in the second. So again, we've talked about it. Didn't maybe have his best stuff, has that finger injury, but he's able to get out of the jam second and third twice, and that's what you expect from a veteran pitcher who's been a big part of this pitching staff for 3 years for Coach Bravada.
Right, you got to dig deep. I know it's early in the season, but these games are really important. You know, you have to find a way, and that's what Moran did.
And this is a guy who's faced Barb, and he's faced teams in West Monroe and everything, so he knows pressure as the grounder goes to short. Good throw from Mole to Stewart. Good stretch by Stewart. And 6-3 for the second out.
I like the aggressive play right there, as you see Mole kind of scoot over to the side, keep that ball in front. Nothing on his heels there. Got his momentum coming through. Made a good strong throw for that second out.
And so now Green, who had a very nice double in the second inning. 3 extra base hits so far for Dunham, but still hasn't converted. 1-0 is the count. They've had runners in scoring position all 3 innings, and Reddix is coming through and done an easy job so far for the first 2 hitters.
He's on the verge of our first clean inning of the game tonight. He settles in. I mean, he starts from 2-0, just a little bit different look. First 2 hitters are right-handers. And the left-hander Green comes up there, closes him off a little bit, but finds the strike zone on that third pitch.
So 2-1 now. And close, but they're going to call that a ball. Just inside, 3-1. And walks. So we don't get the clean inning after all. It's kind of what happens to me in basketball. When we just finished basketball season, I would say this team's doing a poor job on the free throws, and they hit like 3 in a row. And so gets the first 2 batters easily, and then the walk to Green. So Green has reached base twice now from that 8 hole. And now you're going to have Nicholas, who is 0 for 1, flew out to left. And he's headed to second, and they've got him dead to rights. It's a throw to second.
It's a balk.
Are they going to call the balk?
Yeah. I don't know. I think they call balk.
Not sure.
You see Bravada coming over. Maybe he thinks
he was halfway to second, and Reddix didn't even flinch.
Yeah.
I don't even know if he realized until somebody from I believe that was the second baseman drew his attention.
Was he?
I don't know what's going on.
Man, I love to see that too, and I missed it. I wasn't really paying attention to see exactly what he was doing. Was he on the rubber?
I think
they're
going to call the balk,
back and he was good.
Yeah.
Oh,
you know
okay,
they're not.
So he flinched. Yeah,
Okay.
you see bravado right there. It looks like he flinched before he stepped off, and that's exactly what you try to do when you leave early. You're trying to get a little panic or a little startle out of the pitcher, and just the slightest flinch is a balk.
I thought they were either discussing that or dance moves. So no count, and the runner's at second on the balk. And a strike on the inside corner. So you got the 9-hitter, who is a surprise starter here at the last minute. So does that go into your thinking at all, or do you just go back and do what you've been doing?
No, I mean he's in attack mode right here. I mean, you got the situation right here. I mean, you got to run on second base. We got to get this guy out if you're sending him on.
And foul tip off the catcher, so he's one strike away from getting out of that. So this is 4 innings in a row. All 4 innings, Dunham has had a runner in scoring position. This time they do it without a hit. They do it with a walk and a balk.
Well, and if you think about, Dunham's offensive strategy here, you're trying to get Green to second base to give him a chance to score on a base hit right here. And then if you happen to get Nicholas out, then you flip your lineup and you got your leadoff hitter up next inning.
And did he offer?
No,
they're saying, okay, they did throw it to first because I believe the catcher had trapped it.
So Moran moved to first base?
Maybe. So that was a strikeout. So no runs on no hits, no errors, 1 left. We go to the bottom of the 4th, and we're going to throw back to Mike with the score 1-0. Santa Maria with the lead as we discuss 5-5A in this between innings discussion.
Yeah, we talked about the Livingston Parish teams joining the district this year, or maybe we joined their district. I don't know how you're supposed to say that. But,
yeah.
You see Dutchtown 5-0, and you said I think earlier they actually won their game tonight, so
right.
they'll run that record to 6-0. Denham Springs, they're good. They're Santa Maria, they're both 3-2. Live Oak has only played 4 games. They're 3-1. We know they're good. And East Ascension 2-3. Got a couple of good players over there at East Ascension. People better watch out for them. And then Walker, like you said, new coaching change. But we know the talent is there, and they will turn this season around.
Absolutely. When you look at it, Dutchtown and Santa Maria, they're the finalists, or not the finalists, but the semifinalists. They made it to the Final Four last year in Sulphur is what I'm saying. And Live Oak has been a top 10 team for the last few years. So those 3 teams are going to be at or near the top. And it's hard to tell right now who's got the advantage between those teams because there's so much still to be figured out. And, of course, Denham Springs and East Ascension, they've got good players, and they're not going to surprise anybody if they can make a run as well.
Correct. It'll be interesting. It'll be a fun district.
So we head to the bottom of the 4th, and we have Moran, who, as you mentioned, I believe you said he was at first now, perhaps?
Yeah, he moves to first base, yep.
Okay. So 0-1, pitch outside. Yes. So it's 1-1. And it's Moran, Molizon, and Jarro.
Yeah, Sorrell got him with a bunch of breaking balls his first at-bat. And true to form, first 2 pitches here are breaking balls.
And he lays down a bunt, trying to reach on the bunt, and he does, or does he?
Oh, I think he got him off the base.
Yes.
Moran safely in at first base.
So he had to go outside because of the angles right there as he was down the baseline, and it was a good pickup by the first baseman.
It was a great pick. Great pick. It looked like that ball had a kind of a Super Bowl hop. Hey, look at this hop right here. Boom. See how it kind of bounces back to the right? Tough play for Cone.
Yeah.
Got to throw it off balance, but great pick by Albert just to keep that ball in play.
So we're going to call that a hit?
Got to call it a hit, yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So Moran's at first, and Molizon is up. So Molizon, the senior, behind the plate.
Molizone kind of navigated those two pitchers between Moran and Myers last year all the way to the state championship game. They have a lot of confidence in him behind the dish.
And you got a good pitcher-catcher combo with him and Dallas Moran coming back this season, and that's one of the reasons why a lot of people consider them perhaps a favorite to make it back to Sulphur this season, as the pitch is out. Well, he calls it a strike. That's a delayed strike call, I think, for a second there. As we mentioned, Dutchtown and Sandoval both made it to Sulphur last year, and when we talk about Dutchtown, they lost both of their starters, Just Claire and Monso, and they have Jace Bennett, who was their bullpen guy last year, who I saw throw a no-hitter last week against Lafayette High. So he's going to step right in very nicely, and if they can find a second starter, they're going to be right back in the contention as well.
I'm looking at Moran at first base over there. I know he's got the finger issue, and I was trying to see if he had one of those, what they call the oven mitts on, to make sure you don't jam that thing. He's got the little one on, maybe maybe a pot holder or something. I don't know.
It looks like it, kind of. And there's a foul. You hear a lot about that, jamming your finger in the bag right there when you do those head first slides. We're in the bottom of the fourth, 1-0. Gators lead the Tigers. And I think that's a ball.
Yep. 2-0. Malazon was a little anxious there. Oh, I'm sorry. It was 2-2 there.
Yeah.
That ball was a little bit off the dish. He wanted to take a wave at it.
So the scoreboard says 3-2. Moran not going, fouled away. So the count will remain 3-2. Nobody out. Moran on first. Reached on a bunt. An infield hit. So Moran is 1 for 2. Molizone is 1 for 1 and trying to go 1 for 2. And is that going to fall? It does. Do they have the runner at second? No, they don't. Gets there in time. So he nearly got the force at second because Moran had to hold up shortly.
Yeah, Gabe Green when he tried to first step forward, he slipped. You see his back foot slip from underneath him. Went down to both knees, and by the time he got up, was not able to get that little Texas leaguer.
And so Sorrell will have a conversation with his coach. He's thrown a lot of pitches here tonight, and you can see in the background in that shot right there, the bullpen is getting ready. So they're going to talk it over as well. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean, we keep talking about Moran, how he's battled it, out of the situations. Sorrell's had traffic every inning as well. He's only given up the 1 run in the first inning, so he's battled almost just as well as that Moran did.
And now he's in maybe one of his biggest holes yet, as first and second with nobody out. Neither ball very solidly hit. You mentioned the Texas leaguer and then the bunt. So they have runners at first and second, and you see the first baseman looking for a bunt in the grass, and he's going to take it outside to Jaro.
You talk about the two softly hit balls, I guess, including the bunt here. And I mean, you have to remember the high chopper over the drawn-in third baseman Crawford, another one. So I mean, Sorrell's really kept the Gators off balance.
There have been a few solidly balls hit in that first inning, but since then he's done a good job as Jaro tries to lay it down, foul. So that'll count 1-1. Of course, the idea here, nobody out, get 2 runners in scoring position with 1 out. You have a good chance of scoring a run on a fly ball or a ground ball in that situation. And that time he lays it down, but it's going to go foul. So that catcher waited and waited for that ball to stop spinning around, and once it went foul, he just grabbed it.
Yeah, good job by Cone there. As soon as that ball goes foul, pick it up. Give him another chance.
And so,
he's probably not going to be bunting 1-2 here. Maybe so. I don't know. 2 strikes. You have the lead. Still trying to get those guys over.
Swanson is on deck, and he got a base hit his first time up. Jarrow struck out. And that's fouled away to the fence. Count will remain 1-2.
We mentioned Ryan Terrio. His brother Wes is the head coach here. If you take a peek right there, down on one knee, he's still gamed up in the black pullover right there.
Yep.
Good for him, trying to give back, helping all these guys out as much as he can.
Absolutely.
I'm sure those guys love to have him in that dugout.
Yep.
That one's right off the kneecap, I think.
Oh, that's got to be painful. So, yeah, I noticed, Ryan, after you mentioned that, and you see and hear him a lot in the area on radio and in coaching. So he's keeping a high profile in this area, and of course, he's one of the most beloved Tigers. He scored that winning run in 2000 over Stanford.
Had a couple World Series rings as well.
Not bad for the wrong team. As a Cubs fan.
Right.
He played with the Cubs, too, but didn't get the rings.
He did. He and Mike Fano came up together there.
Yep. And the pitch was outside. Don't think he was on that 16 team, was he? The Cubs. He was done by then, I think.
Oh, yeah. No, he was done.
Yeah, he had to be done by then. I wanted to wish him that, I guess. So 2-2. And outside, 3-2.
Giles put together a pretty good at bat right here. I know he would love to get those, one of those 2 sack bunts down that he attempted, but hey, you're still going to battle here. If you can work your way on to first base right here, I got to call that a success.
I overheard in the press box that he's the third starter at second base this season, so he's got a chance to make his case to stay in that lineup right now, and he gets called on that third strike. I think that's his second strikeout.
Man,
yes, it is.
That ball looks down.
Yes. And that's the second 3-2 caught looking on a questionable pitch.
Bravada is not happy. He's acting like he's talking. He's acting like he's talking to Swanson right here, but he's going to be yelling loud so the umpire can hear it. That's my guess.
Yeah. Go ahead and get a hit here because he's going to call anything a strike. You can hear that occasionally, I guess. Make sure that he hears it. And now he's got the words. Now they're going to discuss it a little bit. So where was that pitch on? Where's that 3-2 pitch?
Man,
looked a little low to me.
Yeah, we've seen it kind of on both sides though. We saw one of the Dunham players get rung up on a fastball way off the plate as well.
And that has kind of changed the trajectory of this game because it's still 1-0 right now, and they've had a lot of runners in scoring position as we're going to see the pitching change right now. So Sorrell will check out.
So, good job by Sorrell. Right? We spoke about it. All we kept talking about was Moran, how he was getting out of jams. And you look at the scoreboard, and Sorrell's done exactly the same thing. He gave up that 1 run in the first inning and held the Gators in check since. Love his breaking ball. Love Sorrell's breaking ball. Good fastball too. Yep. As we said before, he's gonna kind of those misses are gonna get a little bit closer and closer and closer. He's gonna control that strike zone as that season goes on. He's gonna be a tough customer.
So it looks like we got a defensive lineman coming in to pitch right here. This is a big guy, Lewis Phillips, a junior, number 25. He's got some heat.
I don't know. That
a little high.
Pretty hard from up here.
Yep.
Got the hat flying off and everything.
This is a big, big guy right here, junior pitcher. So Sorrell got through 3 1/3. In the first, he gave up 1 run on 3 hits. Then the second inning, he gave up no runs on 2 hits. In the third, He no runs on no hits, and so he gave up the infield single and the Texas leaguer, and so he's given up 2 now. So he gave up 1 run on 7 hits through 3 1/3 innings, and the runners at first and second are his responsibility. And so now you're going to see Swanson come to bat. 1 for 1 with a base hit. And ball outside. Didn't look like he was going to offer a bunt there. The first baseman is playing at the edge. Third baseman playing almost normal depth.
Yeah, if you see a bunt here, it's going to be for a hit with 1 out. You don't really want to try to give yourself up to get guys to second and third with 2 outs. He may try to drag, maybe push something down that third baseline.
So 2-0 now. You did see that heat, but it was kind of all over the place a little bit in the warm-up pitches. Now he's behind 2-0. Now offering, maybe just to take a ball right there. 3-0.
Little mind games right there, maybe.
So Mole is on deck if he can reach right here. Three and high. So he walks him on 4 pitches. And that's kind of what we saw in the warm-ups. Threw 1 to the backstop, threw a couple up high. But he's got some gas if he can get it over the plate.
Yeah, got some pretty good solid mechanics. Looks like he keeps it simple, not a big leg lift. Well, you want to be quicker to the plate. Not so much maybe with that guy on second base, but you want to keep it simple, not a lot of movement.
And another ball. Has not thrown a strike yet.
Yeah, the only thing I could see maybe is, if you're going too quick, maybe my hand's not catching up, my arm's lagging a little bit. Want to get that ball out of your glove as quick as you get that leg down.
Corners are playing very much in. Takes a strike. So now 1-1. Again, third and first both playing in the grass. Middle playing normal depth. And it gets away, and there's going to be no play at the plate, and a run will score on the wild pitch.
Moran will score for the Gators on the pass.
So Moran scores. Mozon goes to third, and Swanson goes to second.
Well, not Mo was on at third. It was a pinch runner, right?
Oh, yeah, that's right. You had Roddy.
Yeah. I just saw Mo was on dancing inside by the dugouts. That's why I knew it wasn't at third.
Yep. So second and third, 1 out. And a strike on that outside corner. He likes that outside corner. The umpire, that is. So count 2-2. And up high, full count. First base is open right now. Moran did score, and that run will be charged to Sorrell.
There's some action in the Tiger bullpen already. Number 18, Jack Higginbotham.
Okay.
Getting heated up down there.
So the 3-2 pitch didn't call that a strike, so was not caught looking, and so reaches on the walk, so the bases are loaded again. And Wyatt Ford comes up 0 for 2, looking for his first contact. He has 2 strikeouts. Corners in the grass. Foul to the fence. So far, Sorrell's given up his second run. The runner at third would be his responsibility, so could potentially give up a third run charge to him. So we have while they go to the pitcher's mound, we have a score in the third quarter in basketball, New Iberia and East Ascension. New Iberia up 23-21. That's 16 versus 1. East Ascension trying to pull the upset. Hanging close.
Seems to be a defensive battle. It's only 23-21 in the third quarter.
Absolutely. 0-1. Ball inside, 1-1.
Good feet back there by Cone, the catcher. It's a skate save. You see him slide over there really quickly.
Yep, the last run scored on a wild pitch. And again, a nice stop. 2-1.
He's got forward moving his feet, that's for sure. If he can paint, paint something on the outside corner here, I don't think Ford's going to offer that.
I don't think so. A little nervous. There's a shot to short, and it's off his glove, and that was a tailor-made double play ball, and a second run is going to come in and score. The throw to third, not in time. So 2 runs come in on the error, our first error of the game, error by the second baseman. And so that makes our score 4-0 as runners on first and third. And you got to bring it up, I guess. That's Nicholas, the second baseman, who was the last-minute replacement for Romero. So you wonder if that has anything to do with him you having to back up second baseman.
Yeah, I wouldn't think so. He's probably. I mean, he's settled in by this time. That's a tailor-made double play ball, as you alluded to. That's maybe just trying to, hey, let me get rid of it a little bit quicker than I'm trying to.
And there's a base hit and another run. It's 5-0. So Lalonde.
Lalonde with an RBI single to left field.
So Mole scores. So it's 5-0. And Ford is at second. So it is now Santa Maria beginning to pull away here in the fourth. As Phillips just having trouble getting it over the plate, and when he does, something usually happens. So first pitch high to Mason LeBlanc. And it gets away, and it's going to be second and third. So another wild pitch. So
that's a fastball, and I know Lyle and I talk about it, or we have in the past years, that as a catcher Cone, you never anticipate that fastball in the dirt, right? Breaking balls, you have splitters, change up, whatever, but the fastball in the dirt is got to be the most difficult pitch to block. Yeah. Cone gave it a shot. I mean, he gave it his best. You see him fly over there to try to block that thing.
He's given up 2 to the backstop, but Mike, let's be honest, it could have been about 6 or 7.
Yeah, he's really battling back there.
So Cone has done a good job, even though he's had 2 get past him. Now counts 3-0 now. First base is open, second and third. 1 out. 4 runs across this inning. There's a strike. Taking all the way. So LeBlanc been on base both times. He got a single and a walk. Caught stealing though. And there's ball 4.
Up next for the Gators, number 14.
So an update again from New Iberia, 27-24 at the end of the third. So only trailing by 3 points, East Ascension going into the fourth quarter. That would be a total shocker right there. Have not heard anything from the Santa Maria boys basketball tonight so far. still warming up in the bullpen is the guy you mentioned. And Laporte, this is the number 9 hitter this inning. So after this, they hit around. And a strike called on that inside corner. 0-1.
Good pitch. And if you're Phillips right here, man, you got to dig deep. This can kind of, I don't want to say make or break it because it's so easy early in the season, but find a way right here to get out of it. Get yourself out and then build on that, right? I mean, that's got to give you confidence. Obviously a little shaky first few hitters we faced. But if you can find it here, dig deep, figure this out, then you always have that in the back of your head. Hey, when I get in this jam again, I know how to get out of it, right? So try to work something positive out of this.
And foul tip off the end of the bat, 0-2. And this is a pivotal hitter right here with Laporte. He's 1 for 2. But if he can get this right here and then get a third out, you keep it 5. It's not terrible, but if you give him a base hit right here or extra bases and it gets to 7 or 8 to nothing, then you're in trouble. You could be facing a 10-run rule in a couple innings right here. So now the count of 1-2. So you have Ford at third, Lalonde at second, and LeBlanc at first. So far, 4 runs are in this inning. Sandoval got 1 in the first and 4 so far this inning. It's 5-0. And the breaking ball just high. 2-2. On deck is Moran. He already has a base hit this inning off the bunt. Corners in the grass. Ball high.
Got the right idea right there. I like the pitch selection. Just got to finish that a little bit more. You still got to. I mean, if you pitch right here, you still got to realize that the hitter's on the defense right now. Even if you pull that thing down, he may chase it. Right? He's trying not to strike out. He may expand that strike zone. I don't have to let up and throw a perfect strike.
It's a 3-2 fouled away. And that's in the dirt, bounces to the plate, and a run will score on the walk. So RBI for Laporte, and it's 6-0. And now we've batted around. He's given up a walk, an error, a single, a walk, and a walk so far. And now Moran comes up for the second time. He got a base hit on that bunt. 6-0 Sandoval. Lewis Phillips having trouble finding that plate. And there's a shot to first, and it's caught on the bounce and the throw home. I thought that he may have gotten that in the air, but he trapped it.
Yeah. Maybe looked like a short hop, but great play right there by Albert. I mean, that was quick. Backhand 360 spin to home to cut that runner.
So 3-2. Yep, 3-2. And the runner at third, Lalonde, is out. And so fielder's choice for Moran. And so LeBlanc will go to third. Laporte will go to second, and Moran goes to first for the second time as we take a ball to Molison. And he's 2 for 2, looking to keep perfect. 2 singles. Base is still loaded. Strike on the inside corner. 1-1. And there's a shot to right, gonna fall, and it's gonna go to the corner, and 2 runs have scored, and a third one will score, and The throw's offline, so 3 runs are in, and it's 9-0. So a 3-run double.
And that was a good piece of hitting by Laporte right there. I mean, he just took that ball outside, hit a rocket down that right field line, and with 2 outs, everybody's going on contact. No chance to get Moran, who was the last runner to score on that play.
And so Molazon with the bases clearing double.
I said Laporte, I meant Molazon.
I know what you meant.
3 for 3.
We all got this. Jaro takes the ball. And so it's 9-0. And the 10th run at second base. So Molazon has a single and a double and 3 RBIs this inning. And there's a base hit to left, and they're bringing him home, and a throw to the plate, and they've got him. Does he hold on to it? He does. And so 7-2, and the runner is out at home off the base hit. So we're just gonna say they scored 8 runs, and we'll figure it out in the next inning. So 8 runs on a bunch of walks and some hits. It's 9-0. Santa Ma over Dunham. You're watching the Rev Game of the Week.
ETEL is now Rev, and we were built on Louisiana know-how, serving businesses like yours with solutions and local customer service for nearly 100 years. From storm-proofing your internet, phone, and managed services to being there for you 24/7 with local reps who really get to know you. Right now, you can get 1 month free of internet and hosted phone. A simple solution for your business. Call or click today. Rev Business. Powerful solutions, unmatched local service.
From jambalaya, pastalaya, and gumbo to daily lunch specials, Pot and Paddle Jambalaya Kitchen has Cajun dishes to satisfy your hunger. Pot and Paddle has 3 locations to serve you, including the one on Cabela's Parkway in Gonzales, Jefferson Highway near Bluebonnet in Baton Rouge, and Jubin Crossing in Denham Springs. You can dine in, carry out, or let them do the catering for an office get-together or tailgating at the big game. And don't forget about their delicious daily lunch specials. You can check out their specials and more on the web at potandpaddle.com.
And this game has blown wide open as Santa Ma scores 8 in the bottom of the 4th, and it's 9-0. Santa Ma leads Dunham. It was 1-0 going into that inning, but the starter had to come out, Sorrell, and there was a lot of trouble after that as they get to the top of the lineup, 1, 2, and 3. So this is Bourgeois, Cone, and Lim.
Be interesting to see how Reddix comes back after that inning. Sat over there in the dugout for a very long time, and then now, your intensity level, it shouldn't, but it will. It tends to shift a little bit. You just came in last inning in a 1-0 game, and then now it's 9-0, and you've sat for a long time. So let's see how he reacts.
Takes a strike on the inside corner, so nice pitch to start things off from Jace Reddix. Of course, it's the beginning of the season for Santa Ma, so you're still trying to see some guys who might be a big part of your bullpen, or maybe a second starter or occasional starter. So this is a big opportunity for him to make his case as well.
Yeah, and you see Bourgeois here, who's 2 for 2 tonight, just swinging the bat well. Being a little bit patient against Radix here as he takes 2 strikes.
Time called, so yes. Got a single to right and a double to left center. Now 0-2. Ball high. Of course, it's important this inning perhaps for Santa Ma. They can get out of this inning and score 1 more run. This game would end on the 10-run rule. So there is some incentive to get out of this inning scoreless. Breaking ball just misses. A little high, 2-2. Reddick's taking his time. Now he's ready in the windup. And low and outside. Full count. So Bourgeois working the count back in his favor. Seen a lot of 3-2 counts. Seen a lot of caught lookings. Is that a word? Caught lookings?
Yeah, sounds right to me, but
yep.
Played baseball. I wasn't an English teacher for sure. Yeah, Bourgeois here. I mean, we watched him. He looked like he was aggressive his first 2 at bats. Got some knocks, but now he's trying to wait Reddick's out. Maybe keyhole in one pitch.
And takes the ball.
Good at that. I mean, you go from 0-2 to and draw a walk. Never took the bat off his shoulder.
So they've had a runner every inning. Had a runner in scoring position every inning up to now. And now Cone, who doubled to center and reached on a walk. So he's reached base. Both at bats. Okay. And he's done a good job behind the plate as well.
Yep. We've seen this a couple times. We saw Bourgeois do it. Now Cone maybe trying to disrupt the tempo of Reddick's. Works for Bourgeois.
Oh, that's at his head. Just lost that one a little bit.
Again, 1-0. And I mentioned, Reddick sat over there for a long time. Big score difference now. But, I mean, he pumped two really good pitches in there to Bourgeois, the first 2 pitches, and then 4 straight balls since.
There's activity in the bullpen on the Santa Maria side. You have a 9-run lead. I'm sure the coach is reminding him of that. You're comfortably ahead.
Yeah, sometimes that's the worst thing to tell a pitcher.
Perhaps.
Have a 9-run lead, just throw strikes. Well, yeah, that's what I'm trying to do.
Mm-hmm. Had 8 runs in the bottom of the 4th to blow it wide open. And it's been this 1-2 part of the lineup that has caused all the problems here tonight. They've been second and third twice this game so far. Well, the top of the lineup has gotten to second and third so far. Cone actually didn't make it into third because of a fielder's choice. So there's a strike. So good advice.
Boy. Yeah, there's something about a percentage of the first pitch being a strike after a meeting by the pitching coach. I'm not sure what it is, but I know it's really high. But it looked like Reddick's kind of rushed him right there. Oh, no, that's how he – okay. He likes the quick pitch as well.
Yeah, he was a little slow taking his time to that first hitter. He's picked up the pace here.
Yeah, I think that one got a piece of Mola's on right there. Umpire, good job.
Yep.
Going out there talking to Reddick's, giving him a little breather.
We saw that happen a few times last season.
Yeah, you'll see it. The catcher will do it for the umpire, too, when he wears one.
Mm-hmm. So now the count 1-2. So fighting back. Runner at first is Bourgeois. Oh, that's outside. Gets away and no throw. And so Bourgeois will take second. So again, 5 innings, 5 straight innings with a runner in scoring position.
Yeah, tough pitch from Ola's on the block right there. That ball just kept going. Breaking ball away.
2-2. And popped up and no play. And would have hit you in the face if there wasn't a piece of glass between you and
had a
that ball.
flashback.
I was waiting for it to hit the roof. Good job by our cameraman there holding his ground.
Yeah, stay put.
Probably completely unaware that it was even that close to him. 2-2, fouled away. So now working it. Lim is on deck. Again, this is 1, 2, 3 in the batting order for Dunham. And they hit Moran well. And trying to get some momentum off of Reddix now. Gets away again. That's Molazon doing a good job getting that from going to the fence there. Now the count goes to 3-2. So Dunham with an opportunity, one more pitch to get runners at first and second, timeout called. As I said, both the leadoff and number 2 hitters reached base in the first and the third. Leadoff hitter is reached in the fifth. Fouled away. Straight back.
Tell you what, Cone didn't miss that one by much. When you see them foul it straight back like that with some velocity, they are right on that pitch.
Mm-hmm. Count remains 3-2. And low and outside. So this is the third time in 5 innings that the 1-2 hitters both reach base. Now they're on first and second. And we're going to get a pitching change. And so Lim will come to the plate after we get a pitching change. So Reddix, he pitched 1 full inning in the fourth, gave up no runs but a walk, and didn't get an out in the fifth. Runners at first and second are his responsibility. And he will step aside and make way for a new pitcher. So we'll get a look at him, wait for him to turn around and get his number. Wait for his follow-through.
Yeah, I might have to wait for a
there you
pitch.
go. Look, 24.
There you go.
All right, so 24, that's Will Frederick. So Will Frederick will enter the game, a junior pitcher. So
again, Reddix, I mean, last inning we saw him fill that strike zone, and this inning not quite as sharp.
no,
But that's a learning experience. I mean, you have to learn how to be able to sit in that dugout and then come back out and try to stay as focused.
So he's a sidearm pitcher. Oh, going for the coach right there. Sending a message.
Got to go there.
Of course, it's total coincidence, but he's coming from that side, and it's staying in that right-handed batter's box. At least through his warm-ups.
Now, pitching for the Gators, number 24.
So now he's going to face 3, 4, and 5, Lim, Albert, and Crawford with no outs. Runners on first and second.
Batting for the Tigers, number 44, Josh Lim.
And again, the score 9-0. Santa Ma, of course, would like to keep the shutout and keep this game with a little distance, as they could be playing for a 10-run rule in the bottom of the 5th if they can keep it scoreless.
Them wasting no time.
Nope.
Took a hack at that first pitch.
And you got the righty versus lefty coming. Those pitches should be coming straight into them, especially from that sidearm delivery.
Yeah, Lim's going to get a good look at these pitches. I mean, typically you'll bring that right-hander in to face a righty. And Lim's got a good long look at all these pitches.
And takes one close to the legs. Count even 1-1. And sidearm delivery outside. Didn't quite paint the outside corner.
A little off-speed pitch there, I think. Didn't quite work back as much as he wanted it to.
And there's a strike. So the count even 2-2. And not there, and it's 3-2.
Yeah, that's that pitch that you know, if it's lefty on lefty, if a left-handed pitcher slings that ball to the other side of the plate like that, you may see a swing. But Lim's getting such a good look at this. He's not going to offer at that.
And there's a shot to left, and it's going to bounce, and it's going to be a base hit. So a solid base hit for Lim, and the bases are loaded. Nobody out.
Well, I thought the way Ford played that ball, the way he froze, I thought he was camped underneath it.
That's what I thought as well.
Bourgeois read it perfectly. He wanted to score on that.
I was going to call it a base hit all the way, and then I saw the left fielder just kind of standing there, and I was like, wait a second. Oh, no, it's a base hit. So over in New Iberia, it's gotten down to 2 points, 34-32 with 1 minute left. Can EA pull off a miracle in high school basketball? We'll keep you updated as the strike first pitch to Albert. And 1-1.
A little frisbee slider from Frederick there. Tried to get a chase. Maybe if he starts out a little bit more over the plate, the longer it is a strike, the better chance you have to get a swing.
And that hit him. And a run comes in. And that'll make it 9-1. And I've been talking about this inning, how Santa Marla's been flirting with that 10-run rule. They better be careful because they've just got one run across the plate, and now the bases are still loaded with nobody out, and you're facing the number 5 hitter, Crawford. So
yeah,
don't get content. Don't get
Crawford
content.
with a big swing here can get Dunham right back into the game.
Do not get content. Swing and a miss. Dunham's a good team. They're not going to back down.
Still got no outs, too.
Their pitcher last inning just had a lot of trouble, Phillips, finding the plate, and things kind of got lost there for a little while. So the count now 1-2. And that's a foul back out of play. Nine to 1. approaching 2 hours. Very slow-moving game here tonight.
There's been a lot of pitches thrown in this game. A lot of foul balls, a lot of 3-2 counts.
And there's a drive to second. Fly ball caught. It's not really a drive.
I thought it was the right field, like off the bat.
Yeah. I thought that was potentially a Texas leaguer or something. But good job by Jaro. That would have, I guess, been an infield fly regardless. So 1 out. And so maybe that's what Sandoval needs to get things back on track. 1 quick out here. That's a double play, could get them out this inning. Ball. This is Terrio. Houston Terrio. I would guess that is some sort of relation to the rest of the Terrios on this team.
Yeah, that's got to be, I would assume, Wes's son.
And it hits him. And it's 9-2. So Terrio reaches base for the first time, the hard way. The most painful way. And now Gavin Guerin. He's 0 for 2. Bottom of the lineup has not been effective, but Terrio got on base for the first time here, and now we're going to see another pitcher as Frederick is done. As he hit a couple of batters, but did get an out. So we see 32.
We ran out of numbers.
Yeah, the highest number we have on our roster is 31. So the 32nd man. So I believe we got a name here.
Chase Kelly.
Chase Kelly.
Number 32.
All right. So as mentioned, 31 on the roster. He's 32. Must be a Texas A&M commit. Chase Kelly. And he will face 1 out and bases loaded. 9-2 is our score, as Dunham has a chance to rally here and make this interesting again. As I mentioned in the 4th, things kind of got away from them as they gave up 8 runs. But they have a chance here. And speaking of having a chance, it's down to 1 with 36 seconds left in New Iberia.
Chase Kelly.
That would be the biggest basketball event in this area since East Ascension's won state a few years ago. And the pitch is a ball to Guerin. And ball 2.
Right. A couple pitches over the plate. Must have been a little bit down. Tough for us to see that angle here.
And there's a drive to center. Will he get there? He's on his horse. He gets it. Runner will tag and score, but that prevented extra bases and maybe bases clearing.
Yeah, nice play by Swanson there. Got a great jump. Just sprinted to the gap and cut that ball off, as that ball was hit hard in that right center field gap.
So 1 run scores, but it could have been a lot worse right there. So good job by Swanson saving the day for the Gators. It gets to 9-3. Green coming to the plate. Still action in the Dunham bullpen. I would expect to see a new pitcher coming in for the 5th. Ball high. 2-0. Gonna throw to second. Tag safe.
Try to get one the easy way there, huh? A little backdoor pick.
Yep.
Kelly doesn't waste much time, I can tell you that. He'd be well under that pitch clock.
No. It's getting past 8:30, and we still have about 2.5 innings to play. Might be getting tired, ready to go to bed. Getting close to exams. And there's a fly to center. Swanson stepping in, now stepping back, makes the catch. So Swanson makes the last 2 outs, but Dunham answers with 3 and makes the score 9-3 going into the bottom of the 5th. And so now, as we go between innings, I'll turn it back over to Mike. And we're going to talk about what Santa Ma did last year in the postseason.
What a run for the Gators last year. As a by district, they beat Chalmette 11-0. Then they go to the regionals and they beat Live Oak 2 out of 3 by the scores of 3-1 and 5-2. Then they travel to Barb and do the impossible, or next to the impossible, and take 2 out of 3 from Barb, shocking the Barb Bucks, who are, I mean, historically in Sulphur. I mean, it's that's where they always are, right? I mean, they're from there. They're just a juggernaut in high school baseball. But Santa Ma upsets them, makes it to the semifinals, beats Sulphur 10-7. I remember that game. I was there. They were down 6 or 7-0 early. Came back to win that game 10-7, but to get themselves into the state championship.
Right.
West Monroe, I mean, they go up 6-0, I think, in the first inning, and just couldn't finish it off. West Monroe, I mean, we saw them break Dutchtown's heart in the semifinals, and then fought back against the Gators to win that state championship. But what a run for the Gators, man. Everyone's, really happy for them, proud of them, and, they represented the Central Parish very well.
It was the weirdest thing ever because I wasn't there. It was Dutchtown's graduation, so I was working that night. I was driving people back and forth to the cars, and they play at the same time. The Dutchtown-West Monroe game and the Sulphur Santa Ma game were all going on at the same time, and Sulphur had a big lead on Santa Ma, and Dutchtown had a big lead on West Monroe, and we were talking about, well, I guess it's going to be us playing Sulphur. Yeah. The next thing you know, both games just completely flipped.
Completely flipped. And I was there, and I was walking back between both games, and it was the weirdest thing, like you said.
Yeah. So, and I can remember driving somebody back to their cars and finding out that they hit the home run and Dutchtown had lost. That was just devastating.
So we do have a new pitcher, number 18.
Yes.
Higginbotham. Jack Higginbotham for Dunham. He'll be their third pitcher for the evening.
So 0-1, and we've seen a lot of that. We've seen a lot of wild stuff from the bullpen. So that's to the backstop. One and one. And ball high, 2-1. So this is the problem that Lewis Phillips had, finding the plate. 2 stray balls after a foul ball. Swing and a miss. Nice pitch. So now to count 2-2.
Good pitch. Higginbotham's got a little action on that ball. We see that thing tailing away from Swanson there, right at the tail end.
And a strike. Caught looking. So Swanson strikes out. He's 1 for 2 with a walk, base hit, walk, and strikeout. Now go to the top of the lineup with Mole. He's scored twice, and he's 1 for 2 with a base hit and a walk. Nine to 3, Santa Ma with the lead. Ball outside. It was 9-0 going into the top of the inning, Dutchtown, excuse me, not Dutchtown, Sandoval flirting with the perhaps 10-run rule as a drive to center. Center fielders there, played him well. Bourgeois had him shaded in that direction, makes the catch.
That ball was an absolute rocket right there. Bourgeois only had to take a couple steps to his right. Mole put a good swing on that ball.
So that makes 2 outs. As I was trying to say a moment ago, as we get ready for the pitch, ball high and outside. Sandoval was flirting with the 10-run rule, but then gave up 3. So now it's a 6-run game. So unless there's some kind of rally, and that's unlikely to happen, and it's not because the center fielder.
That's our first clean inning.
Absolutely. Bourgeois makes the catch. So we go to the 6th. And it's 9-3. Gators lead the Tigers. You're watching the Rev Game of the Week.
ETEL is now Rev, and we were built on Louisiana know-how, serving businesses like yours with solutions and local customer service for nearly 100 years. From storm-proofing your internet, phone, and managed services to being there for you 24/7 with local reps who really get to know you. Right now, you can get 1 month free of internet and hosted phone. A simple solution for your business. Call or click today. Rev Business. Powerful solutions, unmatched local service.
From jambalaya, pastalaya, and gumbo to daily lunch specials, Pot and Paddle Jambalaya Kitchen has Cajun dishes to satisfy your hunger. Pot and Paddle has 3 locations to serve you, including the one on Cabela's Parkway in Gonzales, Jefferson Highway near Bluebonnet in Baton Rouge, and Jubin Crossing in Denham Springs. You can dine in, carry out, or let them do the catering for an office get-together or tailgating at the big game. And don't forget about their delicious daily lunch specials. You can check out their specials and more on the web at potandpaddle.com.
So we go to the 6th, and it's 9-3. Sandoval comfortably ahead. 6 outs from victory. Chase Kelly on the mound, and he will face Nicholas. Then go to the top of the lineup with Bourgeois and Cone. That's a strike called, and we regret to inform everybody that East Ascension lost by 1, missed a shot at the buzzer, lost 36-35 to New Iberia, but they had a heck of a game, and that's a heck of an effort. That's very respectful what they did out there. As it's 1-1 now. So we want to thank Dirk Shakesnyder. I call him Pops. I was told he doesn't go by Pops at East Ascension anymore. He went by Pops at Dutchtown. But Dirk, thanks for the updates tonight. 1-2 the count. No dice. 2-2. Some interesting conversation. Microphone's picking up. Grounder to second. Oh, and through his glove. Trying to plate it to his right. And Jaro can't come up with it. That'll be an E4.
Now back to Tigers, number 1, Drew Bourgeois.
So now Bourgeois and Cone and Lim. The toughest part of the Dunham lineup comes up for another shot. So far, Bourgeois and Cone have come to bat 6 times combined, and they've reached base all 6 times. Very, very interesting situation as Dunham can make things a little closer. Could get very interesting. And they drop the bunt, and the catcher is going to go with a quick throw to first. And I believe they called the out, yes.
Man, he could fly Bourgeois. He got down there in a heartbeat. That ball was like a foot and a half in front of the plate, and was on through an absolute rocket. See Moran get his feet tangled up there, but kept his foot on the bag.
He looked like he was just maybe touched the back of the bag with the side of his foot. He was having trouble. He was kind of reaching for it. And the umpire says he got there. The first base umpire tried to lobby him. But the 2-3 sacrifice. gets the runner to second. So that's the first time the leadoff hitter and number 2 hitter do not reach. Now the number 2 hitter will get his shot. He flies to right. And the catch made by LeBlanc. Tag goes to third. And so we got to mention Chase Kelly here. He's done something that nobody else has done tonight. He got the 1-2 hitters in order.
That's true.
Moran tried twice and couldn't do it.
Yeah, they've reached base all let's see, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, all 3 times. Both of them.
And now Lim has reached twice. Runner on third, 90 feet away to make it 9-4. Right now it's 9-3. Ball high. Sandoval 4 outs away from getting their 4th victory of the season. And there's the ball. Strike called, 2-1. Little conversation we're having between the producers and the directors, and I hadn't brought it up tonight. It's February, and it's hot. And everybody's making note that lots of people in shorts. I'm wearing shorts. Air conditioners on in the booth. They got up to mid to high 80s today.
It's February.
That's ridiculous. Right. And just a week or two ago, it was in the 30s. When the girls' semifinal soccer game, it was about 40 degrees at 7 o'clock. That was a week and a half ago.
Yeah. If you don't like it, just hang around for a few minutes. It'll change, right?
Yep. And Lim goes to first. So he's reached 3 out of 4. He bounced out to the pitcher, and then he got the fielder's choice, and then singled and scored. Now he's walked. And Sione Albert struck out twice and was hit. So trying to get his first contact at bat. That doesn't include contact with the body. Fouled away.
Pretty aggressive hack right there. Again, that's that foul ball straight back with some velocity, so you know he didn't miss it by much.
Two outs. Top of the 6th. 9-3. Fouled away. So Kelly, 1 pitch away. I mean, technically when you have 2 outs, any pitch is 1 pitch away, but
right.
1 strike away. Runner's going and fouled it away, trying to protect the runner.
Protect him or just stay alive. That pitch was a little close, maybe too close to take. Probably just trying to battle for another pitch. He's taking a couple healthy hacks. Must be seeing it pretty well.
Runner going again and fouled it away. So Albert, he has both of the strikeout varieties. He struck out looking and he struck out swinging. Swinging in the first, looking in the third. Runner going again, and it's a pitch out. A little bit, I guess. Would you call that a pitch out?
That was conveniently a pitch out. I think he tried to get him to chase something outside, which kind of brought Molozano out of his stance at the same time as we saw the steal.
But they let Lim go safely. So second and third. So the 1, 2, and 3 have gotten, or it's really not, it's the 9 and the 3, I guess, but this is the third time in 6 innings that you got second and third. And in all 3 of those innings, they didn't score a run. inside. 3-2. So timeout called, and they're just going to give the pitcher a little bit of encouragement. And fouled away again. Albert has stayed alive a few times here on the foul.
I tell you, he's not missing these pitches by much. He's taking some good hacks.
Definitely needs some new balls here.
You'd like to see if Kelly could maybe spin something in there. 3-2 might lock him up. I think he's on that fastball.
Now Albert's ready. Fouled again. If we were getting paid by the hour, we'd be making minimum wage tonight.
So they call it quality at bat. You see Albert probably up over 10 pitches now just for this at bat.
Basketball team might get home from Sulphur and catch the last inning. Still wonder how they did tonight. Haven't got a score yet. And ball low.
Great at bat. Great at bat by Albert.
Yep. So he's reached base twice and hasn't made contact yet. Well, he's made contact on foul balls, but now the bases are loaded, and it's Nicholas at third, Lim at second, Albert at first, Crawford, who strikeout, fly to second, 0 for 3. And there's a bouncer to short, throw to first.
Great play right there. Both sides.
Great job. As a nice job of digging it out. That's Moran. So 5 to 3.
Great play on that short hopper. You see Moyer got to charge the ball. All he can, makes a stronger throw off balance, and a great pick by Moran at first.
6 to 3, and it's no runs on no hits, no errors, 3 left. And so we're now between innings, and that means we're going to toss it over to Mike. And we're going to look at the game of the week coming up.
Yeah, so obviously tonight's our opening night. Then we're going to jump back into the softball games for the next 3 games of the week. So we're going to be back here, but just over that left field fence to watch the Lady Gators. And then we're going to come against East Ascension. And we'll be back there again watching the Lady Gators against Dutchtown. And then we'll follow that up, and we'll go to Lady Griffin Park to watch East Ascension at Dutchtown.
So what's interesting about that, you see, you have to, if you want to watch it with live streaming, you got to go to YouTube channel Rev Sports 1. They'll be replayed on Rev Channel 4 during the week. But the thing that's interesting about this is we're going to softball early because they're playing 2 district games this year, so they're going to go through the district once, and then they're going to go through it a second time, which they hadn't regularly been doing. So we're going to get to some district games early on, then we're going to get to the baseball once that district play begins, and it's going to look just like that. All the local teams, we're going to get through them.
Yep, should be a good one.
Absolutely.
Should be a good one.
It's going to be a good year. You have the defending state softball champs and the defending runner-up baseball here at Santa Monica.
Yeah, strong showing for the Gators on the diamond last year.
Nearly got the sweep. Strike call. I wasn't mistaken. I think both the boys and the girls, it was Santa Monica West Monroe final.
Yeah.
I have to double check that.
I think so, yeah.
Swing and a miss, 0-2. So the split. 0-2 outside.
Not a bad spot. Good pitch. Got him to wave at it one time.
So Lalonde
Go back to the well.
Lalonde is 1 for 3. Oh, behind him. He was getting ready to duck, and then he almost backed up into the pitch.
Yeah, get that bat down.
2-2.
Seen it too many times.
Yep.
That ball will hit that bat when you kind of duck down.
So Lalonde, LeBlanc, Laporte, the La part of the lineup. And that's a shot to left. Just past the diving third baseman, Crawford.
Shot into left field. That's going to bring up number 21.
Very well hit ball.
Yeah, Lalonde barreled that ball right there. Got a pitch inside, inner third at least. Got the hips open and the head to it.
And courtesy runner. That's a different.
That's a pinch runner, yeah. That
Yeah.
was,
Not sure who that is yet. Is that? I don't think that's Roddy.
17.
Okay, it is 17, so it is Roddy. LeBlanc at the plate. Low, inside. 1-0. Nobody out. Roddy at first. Strike called. So LeBlanc trying to reach base all 4 times tonight. Got a single to left, got a walk, and another walk. He scored once. Swing and a miss. 1-2. So Higginbotham's done a good job since he come in there. He had the clean inning.
I was just about to say he still owns the only clean inning in 6+ innings so far, or 5+ innings.
Fouled away. So Sandoval, you see they've gone 4 deep in the pitchers. They've played 9 games in 10 games, 9 games in 10 days, and that's the thing about these tournaments. You play a lot of games on the weekends, and so got to have a lot of arms. And there's a shot to left, to right, through, and another base hit. So LeBlanc perfect with reaching base all 4 times. So base hit to right.
2 for 2 with a couple walks, right?
Yep.
He's going to come out of the game also.
So Lalonde is at second, or actually it's his courtesy runner. Roddy at second, and they're going to go with a different runner coming out. So this is number 7, Maddox Willis.
Now running for the Gators at first base, number 7, Maddox Willis.
So now Laporte. With nobody out. Our score 9-3. It's been a close game all along except for the bottom of the 4th when Santa Monica scored 8 runs. And a drive to short, caught, and did they double them up? No, that was very close.
Oh, that's bang, bang. Great play all the way around there. Lim knew exactly what to do, and you saw Nicholas covering, and
Yep, and that, from our
Roddy getting back as soon as they, froze on that line drive.
Yep.
Good baseball play.
Absolutely. I thought that they had him from my vantage point, but I'm a mile away.
And we're both wearing glasses, so.
Yep. That's a strike. As Moran, he struck out, singled and scored. And he reached base the 3rd time. I believe that was an error. No, excuse me, yeah. That's what it was. But he scored twice. 0-2 is the count. And a good job by keeping it in front of him, but the runner still advances to third.
Good jump by Roddy right there. Good read. Saw it in the dirt, broke immediately.
1 out.
Slid way past the bag. If Cone comes up and throws that ball there, he might get him out.
Yep.
As he slid past.
Runner stays at first. That's Willis. So first and third, 1 out. And there's the ball low. 2-2. Flirting with a strike right there.
Yeah, trying to get Moran to expand the strike zone just a little bit with that breaking ball down.
And that's a bouncer to third, throw to first. It's late, and he's safe.
Moran safe at first, and that's going to
So that's another infield hit. The second time he's reached on an infield hit. We dragged a bunt earlier and beat that out.
Yeah, it's another. I mean, there's really nothing Crawford could do there. I mean, you have to wait for it, kind of, right? And then it's going to take that little kind of sideways hop. Just get you off balance. Can't make as strong a throw as you want to.
Yep. And the runner at third, Roddy, really can't do anything.
Yeah, you either have to make, usually with 1 out right there on contact, the runner usually goes from third. He's going immediately.
Yep. If he hesitates, they've got him in a rundown.
Yeah.
And so this is Molisson.
He's had quite the day.
Yep. He's trying for 4 for 4 the traditional way, 4 base hits. He has
three
singled.
for 3 with a boatload of RBIs.
Yep, singled, doubled. He had the bases clearing when that broke it wide open. 3-run double to right. And another ball. 2-1. So he's one of those leaders. He's going to be the leader on the field, the catcher who's returning. 3 RBIs tonight, couple of runs. Strike 2.
Good pitch by Higginbotham right there.
I mean, technically he could end this game on 1 swing.
Yeah, mathematically, he could.
I don't see the flag. Where's the wind?
No, I was looking for it during the anthem.
I know. You're right. And a fly ball to center is going to be in play. Runner will tag. They go to third, and the run will score, making it 10-3.
From the lay zone, that's going to bring the Tigers 10-3
And so sack 8,
over the Tigers.
and another RBI, which makes 4 by my count. And so it's
Now
10-3 with
Dakota
Jaro, less likely to end it on 1 swing. So a strike called. So bad news from Sulphur. Santa Maria lost tonight in basketball, eliminated by Sulphur. Final score 72-57. So on the boys' side, all teams from Ascension Parish are eliminated. So it's officially spring sports season, 100% in Ascension Parish. Ball outside.
Pretty nifty glove work right there by Cone. It's that ball it's way too outside to try to slide and block that. All you're going to do is kind of carry it over there towards the dugout. It's one of the ones you sometimes, you don't want to see it from a catcher, but sometimes you actually have to try to backhand and pick a ball, and he did just that.
He's done a nice job, Cone, tonight. He's been challenged by a lot of these pitchers.
Yeah, he's going to sleep well tonight.
Yep. He's going to be exhausted and bruised.
Been on the base path. He's been on the base path.
Yep. He's gonna have lots of bruises on his body though, probably. 2-1. Ball 3. First and second again. I believe that is Willis pinch running at second and Moran is at first. Ball 4. Bases loaded again. We're now 2.5 hours into this game.
Now will the Gators, number 8, Lane Swanson.
So now Swanson. It's a 7-run game. Bases are loaded. If you can clear the bases, it's a ball game. If you can't, you're going to go to the 7th. Ball.
All of a sudden, Higginbotham's having a little trouble with the strike zone.
We've seen that a lot from their bullpen.
He came out filling up the zone easily.
Oh, there's a charity strike. One and one. I think everybody agrees. Ball high.
That's just an old school word. I mean, you say charity strike, I think of the movie Hoosiers.
Yeah,
and they're
charity
talking about
stripe.
the charity stripe. Yeah.
Yep. Absolutely. 2-1. I was thinking the same thing. Fouled away.
Another kneecap shot for Cone there.
Oh, that guy.
Gosh.
I was about to pull out the bless your heart for that guy. But he's a heck of a player. He reached base first 3 times he came to the plate. And just getting beat down behind the plate tonight. And a shot past the second baseman. 2 runs will score. And that'll make it 12-3. And a runner at third. And a wild pitch will end it now.
That's going to bring the score. Gators 12, Tigers 3.
Or just one, a hit, a wild pitch, something.
Nice at bat right there by Swanson.
Absolutely. And he's got 2 base hits in the 9 hole.
He's 2 for 3. Or actually 2 for 3 with a walk, but that's a good at bat right there. Saw a couple wild pitches. Sometimes he's, you Higginbotham, I don't know, maybe you kind of like dub him as maybe effectively wild right now. Those are sometimes those are the ones that are the most difficult to hit against.
Yep.
Swanson right there just stick to his game plan, got a pitch he can hit, and barreled it.
Strike. And so 1-1. And we've been talking about Cone doing a great job tonight. If he can just get one past him, we'll get a chance to go home. Ball outside. 2-1. First and third. Base hit. Wild pitch, pass ball, error, something will get the 13th run across. Ooh.
Wow, what does it sound like? They all hit the microphone.
Yep.
Jeez.
So he's and Mole at bat, he is 1 for 3. Scored a couple of runs. He also struck out and flew to center. 2-2. Oh,
there it was, another pick by Cone.
Yep.
Good hands back there, young man.
He wants one more at bat.
Yeah, you gotta love it. I mean, determination. He knows. He knows if that runner scores from third, that's a ball game.
Mm-hmm.
Gamer.
And a drive to short. That's caught. And so we go to the 7th. So 3 runs. Couldn't quite do it. It's 12-3.
That's out number 3 for the Gators.
As we're 3 outs away from a Santa Maria win. We'll take a break. You are watching the Rev Game of the Week.
E-tail is now Rev, and we were built on Louisiana know-how, serving businesses like yours with solutions and local customer service for nearly 100 years. From storm-proofing your internet, phone, and managed services to being there for you 24/7 with local reps who really get to know you. Right now, you can get 1 month free of internet and hosted phone. A simple solution for your business. Call or click today. Rev Business. Powerful solutions, unmatched local service.
From jambalaya, pastalaya, and gumbo to daily lunch specials, Pot and Paddle Jambalaya Kitchen has Cajun dishes to satisfy your hunger. Pot and Paddle has 3 locations to serve you, including the one on Cabela's Parkway in Gonzales, Jefferson Highway near Bluebonnet in Baton Rouge, and Jubin Crossing in Denham Springs. You can dine in, carry out, or let them do the catering for an office get-together or tailgating at the big game. And don't forget about their delicious daily lunch specials. You can check out their specials and more on the web at potandpaddle.com.
And we go to the top of the 7th, and Santa Maria 3 outs away from picking up win number 4 on the season, and we're still going with Chase Kelly on the mound, and he's going to face Hunter Terrio, Gavin Garan, and Gabe Green. As it's well past 9 o'clock, the Santa Maria bleachers have kind of thinned out. You can see that in our shot right there, and also down the third baseline. So we have a pinch hitter.
It's going to be number 26.
Yeah, Dontre Davis. Strike called. So you see a lot of people have chosen to go home. It's getting late. But a lot of the fans on the Dunham side have stayed here, and they're going to wait this out and go back to Baton Rouge with the kids. So good for them staying out here, as we are well over 2.5 hours.
Yeah, good crowd. I mean, Dunham travels well.
Absolutely.
Oh, good hack by Davis. Came out of his shoes right there.
And that accounts 1-2. So hitting for Terrio. Very fortunate. I live nearby, so it's not a long drive home for me. Not for you and me, at least. As Davis caught looking.
That's now number 1 here at the top of the 7th.
So 1 out, and let's see, I believe that's another pinch hitter. That's Cooper Cirque. So getting some players on the bench an opportunity here with the game pretty much out of reach. So you have the tournament this weekend coming up for Santa Maria, and they're going to be playing a lot of teams from the St. Tammany Parish area, the North Shore District, as they're going to take on Fontainebleau, Hahnville, Covington, and St. Paul's. And that's on the second, doubleheader on the 3rd, and 1 game on the 4th. So that North Shore tournament, they're going to be very busy, and they're going to need a lot of arms.
Yeah, it's a strong tournament. That's a strong tournament. Those North Shore teams, they can play down there. And, I mean, you mentioned a lot of the arms. That the next 3 weekends or whatever, the next 3 tournaments, you're going to find out how deep your pitching is.
And Cirque, that's a solid base hit to center.
Yeah, good piece of hitting right there. Got a ball he loved up in that zone. Hit it right back up the middle.
So he took the
it had some volume on it.
Yep, he took the most of his opportunity tonight. So Cirque gets a base hit. Now Ben Barton is going to come in and pinch it. Still trying to mount a comeback, although it's getting late as you have one out in the 7th, down 9. And a bouncer in the hole. Second baseman gets it, throws the first. And that's a good recovery by Jaro. He made an error earlier. Maybe another person in there. I was going to mention Jaro made the error earlier, but that may be a new second baseman in the game. So it's 4-3, and Cirque moves to second. Let's see, this is number 20, so that's Nicholas still in the game.
And that's Moran at second base now.
I was wondering, because I see that chain. I see the bling. And that made me think that might be him.
Yeah, good play, though. Shuffled over. I mean, he had to get over there quick. Goes from the mound to first to second. Where else are we going to see him?
And there's a strike. 2-1. So Nicholas goes the distance here tonight as he is 0 for 3, reached on the error. Takes the ball. We mentioned one more time, it's 3-1. He wasn't the starter until about 5 minutes before game time, as their regular second baseman had a hamstring injury during warm-ups. Strike called. 3-2.
Yeah, good spot right there by Kelly. Again, I mentioned it earlier, 3-1. Not really looking inside black. Not sure if he did it on purpose, but great spot.
And a runner going to third. They give it to him, bouncer to second, and a slide. And the runner's going to score, so that's an error on the second baseman. And need to get a number on that. That was not Moran. That was a double-digit number.
No.
Moran is staying at first. Moran was at first. The second baseman was a double digit.
I don't know. Was it 13 or 7 then?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, number 33.
Mad Murray.
Okay.
I wasn't even close.
So Nicholas reaches base twice, both on errors by the second baseman. Different second baseman. So the run scores. So it's 12-4. Nicholas at first. Breaking ball high. 1-1. This is Bourgeois. And you know he can hit. And he can fly. Strike outside corner.
Man, I apologize to Mad Murray at second base. I thought it was Moran. I thought I saw 3. I didn't even look at first base.
Yeah.
Moran's still there.
But they're both wearing the jewelry.
Yeah.
And that's what made me think it was Moran, and I agreed with you on that. Bouncer foul to the Santa Maria dugout. So 1-2. Ball high, throw to first, not in time. So 2-2. One pitch away from victory. And a fly to left, and it's deep.
That ball's carrying.
And it's at the wall, and it bounces. and it's going to go for extra bases. And another run scores. So a double. That's a second double for Bourgeois, and he gets an RBI. And Nicholas scores from first. That's 12-5.
2 outs. Yeah, it looked like Ford had a beat on it, went all the way to the wall, but then kind of overran it.
Yeah, that's what I was noticing.
Kind of tailed back. Yeah. It was up there for a long time. I thought that ball might ride out of here.
So now Cone, the resilient one at catcher. Who has reached 3 out of 4. Bourgeois reached 4 out of 5. Ball high, 2-0. The top of their order is very solid, but they're getting some noise from the bottom of their lineup in the 7th. Bouncer to short. Mole ends it, and 6-3, and that's it for the game tonight. Our final score is Santa Monica 12, Dunham 5. We're going to take a break and wrap things up. You are watching the Rev Game of the Week.
ETEL is now Rev, and we were built on Louisiana know-how, serving businesses like yours with solutions and local customer service for nearly 100 years. From storm-proofing your internet, phone, and managed services to being there for you 24/7 with local reps who really get to know you. Right now, you can get 1 month free of internet and hosted phone. A simple solution for your business. Call or click today. Rev Business. Powerful solutions, unmatched local service.
From jambalaya, pastalaya, and gumbo to daily lunch specials, Pot and Paddle Jambalaya Kitchen has Cajun dishes to satisfy your hunger. Pot and Paddle has 3 locations to serve you, including the one on Cabela's Parkway in Gonzales, Jefferson Highway near Bluebonnet in Baton Rouge, and Jubin Crossing in Denham Springs. You can dine in, carry out, or let them do the catering for an office get-together or tailgating at the big game. And don't forget about their delicious daily lunch specials. You can check out their specials and more on the web at potandpaddle.com.
Our final score is Santa Monica 12, Dunham 5. As you see Coach Bravado with a post-game talk. Great shot there, Nolan getting the team. So it wasn't pretty all the time. You had a lot of 9-run 4th inning, but Santa Monica hung in there and did their job and had it what ultimately was an easy win.
Yeah, but I mean, we talked about it earlier. We touched upon it. We're still early in the season. We got a lot of rust to get off, and we saw some good things from both teams. We saw battling. Sorrell and Moran both battled each other, kind of got to their pitch count, and that was it for them. And then some guys that maybe came in that might have been their first outing of the year. You'll see that ironed out a little bit. But other than Santa Ma's 8-run inning, I think this game was a lot closer than it looks.
Yeah, it was. But I want to mention for sure the catcher, Molizon. He was the 4 RBI guy tonight, had 3 base hits. He was probably the offensive hero of the game tonight on both sides, and a good pitching job by Moran. He had some trouble, but he got out of it, and that's what you want from a pitcher, especially fighting through injury. And so that's going to wrap things up for tonight. But before we go, we want to mention our upcoming schedule one final time. We're going to have 3 straight Tuesdays. We're going to be busy on Tuesday nights as we're going to be live streaming a lot of games here at Santa Ma, especially EA at Santa Ma softball next week, then Dutchtown at Santa Ma softball the week after, and again on Tuesday, EA at Dutchtown softball over the next 3 weeks on Tuesday nights, and that's going to be Rev Sports 1 on YouTube, and the games will be replayed on Rev Channel 4. You see the game times right there. So that's going to do it. So thanks, Mike. For Mike Moeller, I'm Jeff Porsche. Our final score, 12-5. Santa Ma defeats Dunham. You've been watching the Rev Game of the Week.